Yeah, I know. I thought.
Okay, so who's the batsman?
Mistakes. I never done this. So,
We're back at King City
where I'm busy.
for Ontario versus Quebec. Ontario is batting, Quebec is bowling. We're just setting up here. I'm Rupert Albert and here in Manali. Bring you this game live from a bright and sunny King City.
Yeah, welcome Rupert for the second game of the match at King City, Ontario. Ontario put into bat. And this is a semi-final, of course, the first semi-final. The second semi-final, BC playing Nova Scotia. Into bat for Ontario, Ryan Tan and Shubham Sharma, two very experienced batsmen. And with the ball for Quebec, Pramataj Pramaraja.
Left-handed bowler delivers, cuts through, covers, should pick up a couple of runs here. Travel, might make it all the way to the boundary. Nope, stays at the boundary by the fielder. Let's see if the wicket has gotten better with the. Let's see if the wicket has gotten better with the sunshine.
Ryan Khan to face his third. And Khan not ready on that occasion, sending the bowler back. We do have a very heavy offside field. We've got a slip in place. A deep third man point. And this time full. And that's well fielded by the cover fielder as Ryan gets down to the other end with another single to his total. Quebec has certainly shown a lot of ability in this tournament. Ontario, definitely, some would say, the strongest side in this tournament. However, Quebec have been putting on strong performances throughout this week. We're certainly in for a cracking match here, Rupert.
And the first couple of balls in the inning, the Ontario supporters might feel a little confident because the connections on the bat right off the third. The batsman seems to be nibbling the ball already. I'm not trying to give him the advantage curse, but here comes the bowler and delivers. Brings a miss.
That's some good pace from Premoj. And Shubham Sharma, a big swing and a miss, as you said, Rupert. This Ontario side, of course, has a very, very experienced batting lineup. They do bat deep. A lot of these guys, national players, they've played at the highest level, represented the country.
Here comes the bowler. He delivers short down the leg side. The batsman missed out there. That was on the hip height down the leg side, but he missed some runs.
Yeah, wayward delivery. Certainly put in the effort. However, the line was all wrong. And that adds an extra run to the Ontario total. Quebec is going to need a very clinical performance here if they are to beat a side like Ontario. And that is pitched full.
The ball is sounding nice off the bat there. I can tell you, like I mentioned earlier, the Ontario supporters have to notice that they are making solid contact with the ball. It bodes well for them.
It certainly does on what is going to be a tricky pitch to bat on. We saw PEI and Nova Scotia in here for the first game. Ball keeping low for that game. And that, on this occasion, dug in and picked up beautifully by Patan for 4 runs.
That was well played. He got away with it the first time, but this time around, the batsman made no mistake as the ball sat up on his hip, and he nicely helped it away back on the square.
That's a decent over for Ontario. 9 runs coming off of it. First over gone. 5 overs left in this power play, and we know Khan can hit a long ball. He's certainly going to look to capitalize on these fielding restrictions in these 5 overs left.
I know it's only the first over, but what's impressive so far is that the batsmen, they look composed and they're making solid contact with the ball. Ontario, as you mentioned, is a very strong team. They do have a lot of national players on. Quebec looking to pull off what mostly considered an upset. Let's see how this plays out.
And the bowler coming in from the south end for Simranjit Cinder. Shubham Sharma on strike, just the 1 run for him so far off of 2 balls that he's faced.
And the bowler comes in, delivers, pitched up, and is driven nicely to covers. Should pick up a single here. Once again, solid contact with the ball.
You know, Rupert, I would say some of the more experienced sides in the likes of Ontario, Quebec, BC, they do drive the ball a lot more comfortably than we've seen in the Eastern provinces. A lot more lofted shots when it comes to the newer provinces, maybe not as comfortable to go down the ground. Maybe they don't play on grounds where they get value for shots.
I think that's probably the better explanation. When you're not used to playing on good outfields, you tend to hit in the air. Almost chopped that ball into the wicket there. I think this is the first miss hit we've seen for the day, for this game.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I mean, Patan has looked more comfortable than his partner on the other end. He does, however, get a single. 3 deliveries to come in this over. A quiet over so far.
Oh, straight to the fielder. He should be out, and he's out. It was hit straight to the fielder. Didn't have to move, and he took a comfortable catch. Even though he hit it solid, it went straight to the fielder.
That is very, very disappointing for Ontario. They certainly needed their 2 opening bats to bat long and get them the total that they would have liked. Not just that, but capitalize on these fielding restrictions. 11 from 1. And it's just 1.2 overs in. This is not what you would have expected from an experienced side.
And even though they didn't look like they were troubled by the bowlers, they looked very comfortable. As you can see, that was an overpitched ball, and he drove it straight into the fielder's hand.
We'll get you the names shortly. Unfortunately, Ontario making it a little bit difficult on us. They don't have numbers on their shirts. The new man in, however, Navneet Dhaliwal, the captain of Ontario, very experienced, also a Canadian player. And the man to depart was Shubham Sharma. Just 2 runs off of the 4 balls that he faced. These 2 batted, or they even opened the batting yesterday in the evening in that rain-reduced match against Alberta. Dhaliwal unfortunately pulling early, but gave Ontario the perfect footing that they needed. The target yesterday was very small, Rupert, and they were chasing. Here, they got to set the target. 3 deliveries to come. And there is absolutely no bounce out there. That is wide, unfortunately. However, that ball almost rolling to the keeper, Sharmaslova.
That is a scary sound. That was a scary sound when the fast bowler drops the ball short and just stays ankle height.
Yeah, absolutely. It's going to cause doubt in the batsman's mind. It's a slower delivery, played on the front foot, looking for a single. However, it is a very stacked offside. We'll settle for another duck. Or sorry, another dot ball.
Is that a prediction? Is that a prediction? The ball suddenly is from this end. It's not rising. It's if the bowler put it on the spot, the batsman once again not carrying through to the keeper, but it's wide of the wicket. If he puts it on target, the batsman could be in trouble here.
Yeah, and that's another wide again. Unfortunately for Simranjit Cinder. Sharmaslova, the wicketkeeper, and the captain just having a chat with his bowler. He's got to bring his line back in.
Here he comes as the batsman look at the pitch. On target, forward defensive. Almost got through there.
Very animated from the bowler.
You can see the batsman looking at the pitch with some apprehension. When you can't predict what the wicket is going to do, it does create some doubt in your mind.
We've got a slip in place. Third man, point. And that again carried on the front foot. Cannot pierce that offside. Volleyball facing 3 deliveries yet to get off the mark. And that is the end of the second over. Ontario 13 for 1. So
The pitch will be a cause of concern if it's not bouncing, because I know Ontario has some fast bowlers. If they can put any target on the board, Quebec will have a tough time chasing it with the bowlers Ontario has.
yeah, you're right. Quebec has some very good batting in their lineup as well. Excuse me. Their captain, Shirazmova, had a very good outing against Nepal last week. And the weekend after that, he played S9 here and scored a very comfortable 73 runs. So certainly in good form.
Bowler delivers short, doesn't come up, catch and change, no over his head for 4. The fielder was in.
Ryan Patan on that occasion picking up the bowler and going over top of the mid-on fielder. He would have liked to hit that a little bit harder, a little bit clearer than that, but he will take the 4 runs that he gets on that. He is now 12 off of 6 balls and 2 fours in that 12 runs. He's not looking to waste any time.
The fielder remains in. We're still in the power play here. That was a cross-batted shot, but it went over mid-on. It's probably not where you would prefer to hit it, but he will take the runs short again, and he pulls it nicely. The ball did not get up, but he managed to maintain his shape and adjust and get 4 runs over mid-wicket.
Ryan Patan looking very, very threatening. Ontario will certainly be happy with his form. He has cruised to 16 off 7. And for the bowler, Pemberage, he is under some pressure. That's 2-2.
That was fantastic adjustment on that shot there. The ball was short, didn't rise as it was expected, but the batsman adjusted nicely and stayed with it and got 4 runs. Ball is coming off nicely off his back here.
Pemberage not as quick as some of the Canadian pacers. This pace should not be a cause for concern for Patan as he faces the third. And as I say that, there's a play and a miss. Patan is surprised by the lack of bounce on that occasion.
I think
He is just coming to find out how bad it really is.
as they inspect the pitch, I don't think pace will trouble him, but I think the lack of pace will trouble him more.
Yeah, the lack of pace, the lack of bounce. It's got to stay low, lower than you anticipate.
But he's been positive, and so far he's played some shots that entertains the crowd. Here comes the bowler, delivers, stayed low again, tried to dab them towards point, miss it, through to the keeper, no runs.
Patan, of course, coming through the grassroots level in Ontario, started off as a junior, he's worked his way through the under-19s and now plays for the senior men's team. This is what you want to see when you're developing the sport. Your juniors, you're working with them, you're grooming them, and then they are strong enough to eventually crack that national side, the senior side, and to represent the country at the highest level.
And here he is, sitting low in this crease, ball is keeping low, he's low, he's waiting, delivers, once again, low outside the off stump. No bounce in this wicket right now.
At this stage, Ryan Patan might as well just bat on his knees. That ball is not rising at all.
Let's see how the bowler adjusts. The bowler, so far, he's beaten him outside the off stump with a lack of bounce. Would he go into the wicket?
He's definitely adjusted his line. He was down leg with the first 2 and smashed for 4s on both occasions. Patan, this time he's keeping it outside off. Final delivery. A little bit of extra bounce in this. Gets away with it as that's just hit out to the long on fielder for a single. There is no pace on this wicket.
But somehow I am impressed by the way he managed to keep his timing even though there is no pace. His patience waiting for the ball. He waited for that one and then tried to pull it through the line. There is no pace. You're right. And in situations like that, it's hard to maintain your timing, but he's managing to do it.
Ontario 22 for 1 after 3 overs to go in this power play. Not the aggressive start that I'd wanted to see Ontario come out with.
I think based on the wicket, this is aggressive enough. It's hard to play strokes on this wicket. It's the fact that he's actually hitting some balls is impressive. It's not the ball is not coming through. The batsmen are finding themselves checking their shots because it's hard to time the ball.
Yeah, you're right. We're going to see a lot more value off the front foot. And as I say that, that's a quick single to Patan as Cinder starts his second over.
I think we need to adjust our expectation of how much runs he's going to score on this wicket. It'll be hard to score runs here from looking at it. I think any target you can put on the board puts you in play. Here comes the bowler, delivers,
Slower
pitched
delivery.
up and drive to mid off, picks up a single.
Rupert, what would you say is going to be par score on this wicket against a side like Quebec?
I think par score is 130. I know that sounds low, but based on what I'm seeing here, and here he is, lofted over long on, six single by the umpire.
That was picked up beautifully by Patan. He has deposited that to the long on boundary, and unfortunate for Cinder, he is now under some pressure. Ontario, looking good. Patan 24 off just 13. And a slower delivery again, this has to be off, and that is over the point fielder. It looks like it's going to run away for another boundary. That's 4 more runs to Patan. This is very, very impressive batting from Patan.
I think the approach is proper. He like literally what he's doing right now is if the ball is pitched up, he's gonna go, and that's the only way you can seem to score runs because there's no bounce. But my question is, why is the bowler pitching the ball out?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the ball's not rising, even if he has to pitch it shorter.
Needs to pull the length back. If he goes up again, he's gonna be hit. He adjusted well there. Just pull the length back a little bit because the bounce is not there. Creates some doubts in the batsman's mind. The batsman is waiting for the pitched up ball because that seems to be the only ball they can score off because it's not rising at all.
Time 28 of 15. Lost delivery at the over. Slower delivery again. That is gone high and long. And that is going to go for
4 runs.
for a boundary. It looked like it might have made it over the boundary. However, that is 4 runs. 4 more important runs. This time over extra cover for Ryan Patan, and he is now on 32 after 16 balls.
With a beautiful approach, he seems to have realized that that's his opportunity to score, and he's taking the chances, and it's paying off for him.
Yeah.
Right now, the bowler didn't seem to get the memo that there's no bounce in the wicket, and he's serving up some overpitched deliveries to Patan, who is taking full advantage.
Now Ontario 38 for 1 after 4 overs. 2 overs to go in this power play. How much more can Patan got on? Now me, Delmo, a spectator on the other end, space 4 deliveries for 1. However, it doesn't really need to do much. Just needs to get Patan on strike.
Patan is like literally making use of every ball he faces. He's trying to score off every ball. The approach is very nice to see, even though the pitch is not helpful. He is taking a positive approach.
And into the attack, Rumkey Gandasani. That's pitched low, just played onto the outside. No harm done. Dollywall, definitely not the aggressor in this batting partnership. He has looked very comfortable out there, just defending and getting off strike.
He's doing his job. All he needs to do is rotate the strike and get Patan back on strike, who is hitting them well.
Ontario currently going at 9.5 runs and over, looking at 190. And that full extra pace on that one. Just played into the leg side for a dot ball. Dollywall, very patient in this innings. He's now 6 deliveries in and just 1 run. I mean, I understand that the run's coming on the other end, but we are in the T20 against a formidable side in Quebec. He's got to try and rotate the strike a little bit better than this.
I know Patton makes it look easy.
And as I say that is picked up.
I think he's hearing you.
Over point.
He is hearing you.
That on that occasion, Gangasani, unfortunately, very, very full.
And wide.
Up on the full, exactly wide outside off. And Dollywall says, thank you very much. This looks like exactly the ball that I was waiting on to get a few runs to my name. Ontario 42 for 1, 3 overs to go in this liver.
Here he comes and he delivers. Oh, right on the money. Keeping low again. It seemed like if you give the batsman a width and you pitch it up, they're going to go after you. But if you pull the length back when you're on the target, it makes it a little tricky for the batsman. Despite the tricky wicket, Ontario's going at a very healthy pace.
Yeah, they're just showing their experience, Rupert. Of course, these guys play a lot of cricket all throughout the summer. They play at the highest level in Toronto in the S9 League. Oh, and some extra runs there, digging deep, and Dollywall just playing it off the back foot for a single to get the danger man for time back on strike.
And the running between the wicket has been good also. They pick up the single. The intent from Ontario is impressive to see.
Yeah, I mean they play in the Toronto District Cricket League. They're playing S9, which is the highest division, not only in Ontario, but probably the standard of that division is probably one of the best in the country. So they are accustomed to facing very, very good competition. The last delivery of the over, and that is pitched up outside off, and that is picked up beautifully by Baton, adding another 4 runs to his name.
Well hit ball. I don't think he can see a problem with the pitch when he's striking that ball. He hits right through that line. Well hit.
Absolutely. And Ontario, 47 for 1 after 5. This is a very impressive start with, or for Ontario, I should say, losing 1 wicket of Sharma early on, but that has not seemed to slow these 2 guys down. Baton 36 off just 17 balls, 6 fours and 1 6.
He's striking the ball well. He's middling it. He's striking it well.
And Baton signaling for some water after the next over. He has certainly been very busy. He is also signaling for the scoreboard to be updated. We saw that yesterday as well when he was playing Alberta. It was a very small total, but he likes to make sure that he's on par. He wants to know the score as often as he can.
Ontario is not taking chances. They're right off the bat. They showed some positive intent, and it has continued despite losing a wicket.
And we're going to see another bowling change. Adam Joshi coming in on the other end. We have seen this with Quebec a lot of 1 over spells for bowlers. They're rotated as often as they can so the batsmen don't get used to them. And as I say, that's pitched up, played down leg for a quick single as Dollywall, smart batting from him, gets right at the time back on strike.
Let's see how he handles the spin bowlers. It's a good change from Quebec, I think. Take away the pace. Let's see how he adjusts the slower bowler here. He seemed to be handling the pace bowling with comfort and ease. How would he handle the spinners?
Taking his time for time. Adam Joshi in second. That took back of the length. Just played comfortably out to cover his dot ball, a rare dot ball from Baton.
But it's even though it was a dot ball, he played that with ease, which doesn't bode well for the bowler. He just sat back and just stroked it with ease. It's not a good sign for the bowler here. As the bowler adjusts his field, the 10 steps off, goes back into the batter's
Got a strong offside field, a slip coming in for Patan. There is a big shot from the bowler, however, that looked like it was going down leg. I'm sure he's going to pick up the leg by. Three deliveries to come. Jolly will take, and that's a big shot, and he's picked that up. There is a man out there, however, that man at the corner is just going to spectate as it sails over his head. Dollywall joining the party out there with Patan with a massive six.
Maybe Dollywall is the one that's going to handle the spinner, but can't handle the pace bowler.
We'll have to see how these two go about giving each other support, but right now, Quebec needs a wicket, and they need it soon. A lot of changes in the field.
Delivers, he pulls the length back, just dab the point, no runs.
Got point, cover, extra cover, a mid on, a mid off, a long on, a mid wicket, square leg, and a fielder deep cow corner. And that is driven back for a dot ball. Dollywall certainly very patient compared to his partner. He's put away the bad balls when he could, but more than comfortable to take a dot ball here and there. Ontario 55 for 1 after 6. This is an excellent start.
It's an excellent start by Ontario, and the batsmen look like they've grown in confidence. I think Quebec will be trying to take a wicket to interrupt this partnership because they're not able to control the scoring rate.
And with that, umpire signals the end to the power play. This is definitely going to help Quebec as they can have two more fielders out of the deep. Patan has had the drink that he was asking for and is looking energized.
I think I'm getting ready to take cover. He's facing us now with a bat. The way he's hitting them nice and solid. We're right in the line of fire.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. He has been able to find the boundary all around the ground. Gangasani coming in for his second, going for 9 in his first over.
And here he comes, Patan. Delivers short, and he just turns him back with a square. Should go for 4. There's no one down there. It was nicely done.
This is effortless batting from Patan. He knew there was no fine leg fielder. Unfortunately for Gangasani, he straight down leg, and Patan didn't need power on that occasion, just needed to place the ball.
You know, he's demonstrating power, but he's also showing the fine touch. He waits for the ball, and he plays the ball on merit. Here comes the bowler again, delivers, and this time he just dabs it towards point, and he beats the fielder. Not exactly sure why it beat the fielder there, but it went for 4.
Patan, he is putting on the pressure here, and he's getting some luck on his way. Unfortunate for the fielder. At third man, he should have had that covered.
No, he's played backward of square. He's played the point. Now we're waiting for him to play the ball straight down the ground. Is the bowler going to overcompensate and pitch it up? Here he comes, delivers, and it's up. Oh, no pace on that one, outside the off stump. Not much of a shot offered, and went to the keeper.
Yeah, and I think he's surprised with the lack of bounce on that occasion again. Patan now on 44 of just 22 deliveries, going at a strike rate of 200. This is what you'd expect in a T20. And Ontario, a very strong side.
It is surprising to see that pace.
We're going to have a break and play.
It is surprising to see that pace on this wicket. They're doing a tremendous job striking at this rate when the wicket is not playing through. Delivers, nicely driven through covers. I'm impressed by the way he adjusts his bat into the pitch here.
Yeah, he's certainly shown his experience. He is able to play all around the ground. He has shown the power hitting. He's shown the finesse, as you mentioned. Rupert. And now Dollywall back on strike. He is going 13 off 13, 1-4 and 1-6. And that is just washed through to the keeper. 64 for 1, 6.5 overs, 1 delivered, 1 was over. Projected score 187. They're saying, I'm sorry, Rupert, you were saying 130, 140?
Based on the way the pitch is playing, I was thinking 130, 140 is the winning total. If you're projecting to 180, Quebec is being batted out of this game. Here he comes, delivers, and he plays it nicely towards cover, picks up a quick single, good fielding, attempt at the stumps. Might have been interesting if he hit.
That was certainly tighter than Dollywall would have hoped for. Very good fielding at covers and a rocket arm. And that brings Ontario to 65 for 1 after 7 overs.
I'm seeing an improvement in the level of fielding from the previous game. Fielders here looked much more sharp than the previous game.
Yeah, apart from that rare misfield that we saw in this over, Quebec, obviously a very experienced side. They also have a lot of cricketers in the province. They play regular cricket, outside in the summer with a full season, indoor practices in the nets in the winter, and that's the same for Ontario. They do train all year round, whether that is in the nets or outside, and certainly a lot of games available to both of these sides in the summer to play. And now, Cricket Canada has also introduced the HP League, where the best players from across the country get to face each other.
And that's good for Ontario. They're at home. They're familiar with the conditions here. This is their home field. And here comes a change of bowling. Buys signal, not signal yet, but it should be buys. The keeper and the batsman were beaten by this ball. New bowler in. By signal by the umpire.
And with that bye comes the danger man to the middle, Ryan Patan. Sorry.
They took 2 on that.
They did take 2, and Dollywall still on strike. 14 off 16 deliveries for him. And Suraj Ramkasun, the new bowler. And fortunately for Dollywall, he looks to play that through the covers, but finds the fielder reaching quite far forward on that occasion.
Dollywall faces the bowler, and he pulls it across the line. He couldn't get the ball to covers to get runs, but he managed to pull it across from the outside of the off and brought it to the leg side, picked up a single.
There we see Shreyas Mova just running down to his bowler, sharing some of his thoughts. He is not only the keeper, he is also the captain and a very, very good batsman himself. 3 deliveries to come for Ramkasun. And Patan on strike.
Delivers, and he cuts it to point, straight to the fielder, no runs.
Patan a little frustrated with himself on that occasion. You can see him saying a few words that I can't say on the air.
Here comes the bowler deliver. And ow, there's a shout from the bowler there. No, the umpire's not interested, looking for a caught behind.
Yeah, looking to guide that past point. And unfortunately on that occasion, playing a miss. Flighted this time. Drives it to the cover fielder and can't pierce the outside. This has been a very, very good over from Ramkasun. Just 1 run. Just 1 run coming off of it, Rupert.
I was just about to say there was been a lull in the scoring. It's a healthy pace of scoring, but with this over, a bit of a lull in the scoring. I don't think that would continue.
Not when you've got the likes of Patan and Dollywall out there. You're absolutely right. Ontario 68 for 1 off of 8. They completely ran through the Alberta batting lineup yesterday. The bowlers making quick work of the batsmen from Alberta. So, we know Ontario has a very, very experienced bowling attack. We know a lot of them have played for Canada Quebec, I mean, they've got a tall ass ahead of them.
At this rate, as you say, they project a score of 180. I think if Ontario can put 180 on the board, Quebec will have a very difficult task to try to overhaul that score. We have a new bowler as he adjusts his feel.
That's right, Padam Joshi coming in for Quebec. Dollywall on strike. Patan not getting the strike as much as he would like.
Maybe that's why there's a lull in the scoring. Quebec has found a way to keep things quiet, keep him off the strike.
You know, sometimes when you're at the non-striker's end for too long, you lose concentration.
I don't think that's going to be an issue today. He seems to be very focused. Here comes, delivers to Dollywall, forward defensive. Even in a forward defense, the Ontario team looks aggressive.
You know, I got to say, this is a very, very patient approach from Dollywall. He's now 19 deliveries and 15 runs off the bat. Quicker to the air this time. Played onto the leg side for another dot ball. You know, yeah, they're going at a good rate, but I would like to see Dollywall try and rotate the strike better than this.
I'm impressed with Dollywall. He's actually batting very sensibly. I think he got used to the fast score and he just wanted to see the action. But Dollywall is batting very sensibly here.
We are in a T20, Rupert.
It is a T20, but the pitch is a challenging one, and Dollywall is doing what's necessary. You got excited by the big hit on Patan, and you want Dollywall to do the same, but he's doing his job. Patan on strike now. Bowler in delivers. And he nice dab back to the backup point here. He should get a couple of runs. He's been starved of the strike. Possibly get 3. Might have gone for 4. He's gone for 4.
That's right.
That was effortless.
That's what we like to see. Another boundary. You are not going to believe this. Patan on 49.
And just like that, it was off the strike for a while, and the first ball, and nice touch, get a 4.
That was very, very well played.
That's why you're spoiled, because you at this scoring rate, you expect every batsman to score this rate. Oh, nicely done. Oh,
and with that midfield,
no.
that's a 50 for Ryan Patan. This is an incredible batting effort as he runs through for a second, potentially looking for a third.
I think it might be 4 runs.
Looking to the umpire.
You know,
he's looking to the fielder.
He is punishing the bowler, but the fielders are actually helping him as he raises his bat to show that it's 50. He's punishing them enough, but then the fielders help him along.
We're hearing calls that was 4. However, umpire taking the word of the fielder, and Ryan Patan, 51 off just 28 balls, 9 4s and 1 6. And that is huge.
Oh, someone cars in danger.
Certainly not looking to wait around after that 50. That is a massive 6 over the long on boundary. And Padam Joshi, unfortunately, not able to finish that over the way he would have liked. Ontario, 81 for 1 off the 9.
You see, Quebec had the solution. The solution was to keep him off strike. So they need to figure out, how do we keep him off strike?
Yeah, and that's exactly what I was saying earlier. Dollywall's got to rotate the strike and get him back on.
You see, Dollywall is doing a good job.
For Quebec.
Not for Quebec. He's doing his job. He's actually playing a very sensible inning, anchoring one end, while Patan is doing the damage on the other. I think you're expecting a bit much from him. But he wants to answer your call, so he's trying to hit the ball now.
Yeah, unfortunately, Dollywall not able to clear the ball as well as he would like, just the 1 4 and the 1 6 to him. And as I say that is swept down to the leg side. They're coming back for 2. This is good running from this pair. Aggressive running.
I think Dollywall is going to do just fine.
Well, I would certainly hope so, Rupert. This is the captain of Ontario. He has played for Canada.
I don't think you'd have to worry about his scoring rate.
That's played to point. Another drop ball to Dollywall.
The man knows how to score runs, and he's showing you that.
You're absolutely right, Rupert. I mean, with the big hitting of the time from the other end. Doyle seems to be going slower, and as I say that, he's chipping down and brings that out to the deep cover fielder. And oh my word! The
Oh my.
fielder at deep cover slips, unfortunately, and the ball goes to the boundary for another 4 runs. Quebec not doing themselves any favors here.
Yeah, I'm curious to know the strike rate of Dollywall. I want to see what you consider to be satisfactory
88. Rupert, the strike rate of Dollywall 88 in a
But
T20.
in a T20, but the combined strike rate of the partnership is over one ball.
Cricket for the air this time, played out to the offside. Point fielder coming in, and the dog ball. One delivery to coming is right to soon over.
I predict that in a couple of overs, you won't have to worry about Dollywall's strike rate. It will be well over 100.
As I say that, he has picked that up beautifully and sweeps that for another boundary.
I'm not trying to make myself out to be a predictor of fortunes, but I can tell you in a couple of balls, you wouldn't have to worry about a strike rate.
Yeah, you were absolutely right, and just like that, he's almost at 100 with that strike rate. That was picked up very, very well from Yali Dollywall, joining the party with Ryan Patan, Ontario, 91 for 1 after 10.
And you can see that building. He was composing his inning, but you can look for him to push on now, and I don't think his strike rate would be of any concern. Both fire from both ends.
Quebec having a quick impromptu team meeting in the middle. They certainly are going to need a miracle to get these two out, and if these two guys stay there any longer, Quebec might be out of this game altogether.
Because right now, you mentioned that Dollywall, you say, was the slower of the two, but you can see that he's picking up the pace. And if both batsmen starts going, and Ontario have enough batting to give them the green light to keep playing positive cricket.
And the new bowler in, Vivek Kumar. Can he do what Quebec need him to do? Can he pick up an important, very, very crucial wicket needed at this point in the game?
Delivers. Oh, full pitch served up.
And someone's car.
It managed to miss the car, but he served up an absolute gift to the well-set batsman. And somehow it fell in the parking lot and managed to miss all the cars.
Ryan Patan, you cannot bowl a full toss to him. My God, that unfortunately a very bad start to the over for Kumar.
The ball went so fast, I didn't see it until it landed in the parking lot. Here he comes, delivers. And he waited for that one and cut it back to points. No run taken there.
A better delivery, better comeback. Can't pierce that offside field. Patan, however, he's going at 203 for a strike rate.
And now you're going to want Dollywall to do the same. Here comes the bowler, delivers. And nice wait for it and dabs it between cover and point. Picks up a single.
Good batting from these two. Ryan Patan, 63 off 31. Dollywall, 26 off 27.
26 off 27, and we say he's a slow scorer.
Just saying, T20 cricket, 100 strike rate at least. And that's flighted delivery. Dollywall chipping down, gets it past the bowler, and comes through for a comfortable single.
After this game, when Dollywall's strike rate is at 200, I want to hear you explain how did it happen. You're watching the man compose and build an inning, but there's no patience being shown by you. Here comes the ball to Patan, and Patan nicely touches there, picks up a single, bit of hesitation, but in the end, safety net to the other end.
Rupert, I think you're right. Unfortunately, we don't play we don't play any 2-day cricket anymore. We don't play any 4-day cricket anymore.
I think he's giving you a lesson here.
Oh, and that is picked up beautifully by Patan. And that is a massive 6 to the long-on boundary.
The slow baton, that wasn't...
Sorry, I said Patan.
No, that was Dollywall.
That was Dollywall.
The slow batter, as you mentioned.
I did not say slow, I just said slower.
Slower. You said 2-day cricket. I said the man is composing his inning. He's building the momentum. And right now, he looked like he's set to launch an attack.
Absolutely, and you were right, Rupert. Ontario 106 for 1. Dalio 33 off 29. 3 fours, 2 sixes to him. Ryan Paton 65 for 33. 9 fours and 3 sixes.
I think Patan has set the pace, but Dhaliwal is catching up.
You know, I heard some talk about there being a possible upset in this game like there was yesterday between Nova Scotia and Alberta. However, I think Quebec is going to need to bat out of their skins if the rate keeps going the way it is.
I think the only thing that can save them right now, they can no longer starve the batsmen off the strike because both batsmen are going at it. So they need wickets. That's their only hope right now.
Yeah, wickets is going to be the name of the game as we have Patan on strike and the bowler Vivek Kumar coming in from his second.
He delivers to Patan. He drops it short. Nicely turned. Should pick up single here. They're looking for two. It's a challenge here. Challenge at the keeper's end. He made it back safely.
Some strange hesitation on coming back from the second from these two. They've done really well so far. They've attacked the fielders with some quick running, and that was definitely comfortable too from the time that it was hit out.
People at home probably think Patan is just hitting big shots, but this man is playing all around cricket. Right? He's stretching out right now after that quick run, getting ready to go back in. But you can see like right off the bat, he was in an aggressive mindset. He steers the bowler down. Almost can feel the big hit coming. Delivers. Plays it back to the bowler. When the opportunity arises, he does go. He goes to the ball and he goes hard.
Yeah, he absolutely does. Of course, Canada now getting ready for a very important tournament, and that big gets it fine down the leg side. There is no fine leg fielder. That ball, unfortunately, doesn't have the legs to make it to the boundary, and deep square leg comes around and cleans up. That is 3 runs to Ryan Paton, and he moves to 70 off of 36 deliveries.
I think you're looking at a century coming up here.
I was just thinking that will be the first century of this tournament.
Dhaliwal to face. Just backward of square.
As I was saying, Rupert, Canada about to get ready for a very important series, the Challenge A series coming up. A lot of these players, of course, in the national side, they're about to head into a training camp to prepare for that. And then we also have some players looking for selections to go their way. And as I say that, some luck going Dhaliwal's way, comes down.
Luck going Ontario way because it goes all the way for 4. And the ball just made it to the commentary booth, and I can tell you, it looks like it took a beating. It looks like it took a beating.
That is going to be 4 byes.
Quebec is not having much luck here. Even when the swing is missed, it still goes for 4.
This is the first time both of these teams are playing on this ground, on this wicket. We have switched grounds this morning. Looking for the air this time. That's flicked off his pads. There is protection in the deep, however. As deep mid wicket comes around, it keeps it to a single. Ontario 117 for 1 after 12 overs. 8 overs to go.
This was the same pitch that looked so hard to score on just about an hour ago.
Yeah, you were absolutely right.
And now they just seem to be scoring at will.
Goes to show that the level of competition can make things look so different out on the same pitch. Of course, PEI and Nova Scotia is very new to cricket, very new to this level of competition, whereas a side like Ontario, and of course we're in Ontario, King City, Ontario, a lot of these guys, this is home ground advantage for them. They play on these pitches all the time.
So the coach of Nova Scotia was satisfied with setting a target of 120. Ontario's at 117 with 8 overs to go.
That's right. A very, very different expectation, isn't it?
Different expectation. I think like you're looking at 180.
Yeah, I see you revising your initial.
My initial 130 was good, but the way they're playing, wickets in hand, and they scored that well.
And Quebec, I mean, it's not gone as well as they'd have hoped for with the ball, but they do have a very experienced batting lineup as well.
And they will need that.
They will absolutely need that against the experience of the Ontario bowlers. Ryan Patan is on strike. Dongasani now coming in for his third, gone for 19 in his first 2 overs.
I think Quebec has a strategy, delay the game. Here comes the ball delivered to Patan. Full toss, wide outside the off-stump, signaled by the umpire. We call it hiding the ball.
His previous over, he started with a full toss just like that, and that was put away, gets away to a certain degree with this one because it is a wide.
Can't blame the men for hiding the ball. Here comes Patan, delivers. Oh, full swing. The intent, the intent is there.
Patan swinging.
I think he's trying to hit it to the next field.
That, you know what? We are in the firing line. However, with that swing, he might have hit us quite easily.
Yeah, oh yeah, we're not in the firing line anymore. He's going way past us. He's going over our heads. He settles back in. Here comes the bowler. Delivers. Oh, that one stays down, and I think he bowls him. That one did not rise at all. You have to feel for the batsman there. He played a wonderful inning, but he got a difficult delivery. Didn't rise.
And the pitch was looking so good to bat on, and there it is, back to what it was. Lack of bounce, unfortunately, bringing the demise of a very good innings of Ryan Patan. He is very disappointed as he walks back 71 off just 40 deliveries, 9 fours, 3 sixes. He has certainly given Ontario a fantastic start, the start that they would have hoped for. Ontario 118 for 1 after 12.1.
I don't think you can ask for a better start than that. And I also want to correct something you mentioned. You said the pitch looked easy to bat on. I think he made the pitch look easy to bat on.
You are right. He certainly did. Both of these batsmen have made it look easy to bat on. I'm sorry, I did see 118 for 1. However, that was the second wicket. 118 for 2. Ontario, I mean, they're going at an amazing rate. They've got a lot of batting to come in this lineup. They should not be concerned at all. However, for Quebec, they have got to keep pegging away at wickets, or they are going to be looking at least 200 on the board.
Maybe we're in for a high scoring game. Maybe Quebec knows the batting power they have. Maybe they're not too concerned about our Ontario score right now. One thing I want to mention with Patan going back to the pavilion, it's actually good to see him that he's actually upset at getting out like that. The hunger for runs is there. You can hear him screaming at himself as he goes back because he wanted to push on, try to go for that century.
Yeah, he's certainly very hard on himself. He is very committed in his cricketing career. He gives it his whole practice his hard, play his hard. And with that, the new man in, Arman Kapoor, to face the first delivery, or to face his first delivery of Ramki Gangasani. Gangasani hasn't, he's not equally expensive like the rest of the Quebec bowlers, but he's picked up his first wicket, a very important one. Not that. That is quick. Oh, again, staying low. Arman Kapoor just watching that through to the keeper.
It's actually a difficult time to come into bat after that kind of pace set by Patan to come in and follow that on this wicket. That is a challenge. Quebec has an opportunity here to pick up a couple of quick ones. Delivers. Oh, when he sneaks it and he got a wicket. Just as I mentioned, it is not a commentator's curse. It was as I said, it was a difficult time to come into bat because Patan had set such a wonderful pace, and to follow that would have been difficult. And Quebec has picked up a third wicket in 3 balls.
Quebec making the most of that lack of bounce. Gangasani now picking up 2 and 2, and he's on a hat trick. Ontario, unfortunately, 118 for 3, and Arman Kapoor walking back for a duck.
I think there was a ball in between that, so it was a ball outside the off stump. But it's one of those things where, as you said, Patan made batting look easy, but we know the wicket is not easy. So for the batsman coming in seeing the way Patan batted and trying to come in and follow that, it is a challenge. Let's see how they adjust here. Quebec making a fight back, trying to restrict Ontario after a blazing start from Patan and Dhaliwal.
Should have the new man in for you. Okay, sorry, there are no numbers on the Ontario shirt, so here we go. The new man in for Ontario is Praveen Kumar. And there are 2 deliveries to come in this Gangasani over. It's gone for 20 runs, picked up 2 wickets, and an all-important wicket of Ryan Patan.
Here he comes and delivers a new batsman in for defensive. We have new batsman in trying to get a feel of the game. Quebec has an opportunity here to get some dot balls in.
Yeah, Quebec may need more than just dot balls. They will need to keep chipping away at this very long batting lineup.
Here he comes. Played the point, no runs.
Ontario 118 for 3 after 13. And they are still cruising along at 9 runs over. Projected score 182. However, that is very low compared to the way Ontario has batted so far. And of course, we know there's firepower in that batting lineup. We know if they can hold on to these wickets and get to the final 3 or 4 overs, we should be able to see some good hitting.
I predicted if they don't lose a couple of quick wickets here, Quebec can see a mad dash in the last 5 overs. I think Ontario will be looking to target 200.
Dhaliwal back on strike, and this one coming in for score. Let's play to the next side. I am surprised to see they did not take a single off of that.
New batsmen in, they're trying to get used to each other. It was a touchy one.
Disappointing effort.
Maybe Dhaliwal does not want to deal with singles. Here it comes, delivers. And this time they take the single.
Didn't want to take it when it would have been easier to run across.
But now he was determined to take that single.
That brings the new man on strike. Adam Joshi scores the only West over. About to throw his 3rd over to the new batsman in. Ontario is still cruising. They have lost 2 wickets. But that is not going to slow them down. That should not slow them down.
Don't think it will. And a beautiful shot through covers. Was a man deep. Misfield picked up 2. It should have only been 1, but he bobbled the ball, picked up 2.
And with that, he comes off the start of his account, tries to do that to the leg side. However, it's plan to miss for another dot ball. Or sorry, I shouldn't say plan to miss. I should say a miss hit. As we have been very frustrated by the top of the process. Mentioned that he would say that missing a run again, and he should be upset. He was going very well. Kevin Kumar playing that to the leg side for 2 very hard fought runs. That is good running. This is exactly what I was talking about, Rupert. Some good aggressive running.
It is.
You're taking my advice.
I think they're taking your advice because the boundaries has dried up. We kind of got comfortable seeing the boundaries on a regular basis, and now it is dried up, so they have to take the 1 and 2s.
Yeah, you're right, and it's so important to rotate the strike. You cannot get bogged down, and that's played to the covers for a single, a comfortable single.
I think that's the way to go right now. They have to consolidate again. It's a new partnership in. They have to keep picking up the 1s and 2s until the new batsman settles.
Ontario 124 to 3 after 14 overs. We are now 6 overs away from the end of this innings.
You know, he's only getting one more for the settle. After that, he needs to keep going.
He needs to keep going. And you know what? He's shown great intent. He's on 5 off of 6 deliveries. Great intent so far. He's obviously got the support of his captain on the other end. Valuable of 35 or 32.
Here he
And
comes.
into the attack. Cinder. That is pitched ball. Fielded by Cinder.
I want you to repeat Dolly Wall's score.
Where are we going with this freestyle? Strike rate. Yes, he is definitely over that 100 mark now. Slower delivery, that would be wide. Strike down, way down offside on that occasion. Cemetery Cinder, he's got 2 overs. This is his third 21 runs off his 2.2 overs. 22 or 2.2. That's pitched for this time. That's way down the ground. There is protection. And that's straight to the long off fielder for a comfortable single.
It was hit well, but he just could not find the gap. But it was solidly hit. The intent is there, and I think that last 5 overs is going to be interesting.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if the target of 190, maybe 200 in the back of the mind.
I think the back of the mind, they should be targeting 200. They have wickets in hand. The new batsman is faced a few balls now, and it's time to just take your foot off the brakes. And I think they are taking their foot off the brakes. You can see that their intent is there. I wouldn't even call it a wide. I would call it preservation. The man saw the batsman coming and said, no, no, I'm not giving it to you.
This is going to go for fewer runs.
Yes. Let's try again. He protected himself there. Here he comes. The batsman showing some hint of aggression there. Nicely played. Should pick up 2 here. Even though they're not getting the boundary, they're doing a good job of picking up the 1s and 2s.
Yeah, they rotated the strikes very well, these two. And they need to a short signal.
It's surprising, but it is a short run.
But it's disappointing. Very disappointing. It's inside like Ontario. And they don't make these mistakes. That's a pitch picked up off the legs. There is a fielder there. And another comfortable single. Coming hard.
He's not looking at the new batsman anymore. I think he's ready to launch.
Absolutely. As we mentioned earlier, these guys do play at King City very often. Quite familiar with the conditions, with the wickets. Oh, very, very slow delivery, and that is played out. As the long one fielder comes, doesn't pick up as cleanly as he would have liked, and they come through for a second.
That's what pressure in a fielder does. It's like from the moment the ball was hit, they show that they were taken 2. The fielder knew it, but there was nothing he can do. The batsman, good running between the wicket there.
Ontario 132 for 3 after 15.
And Dollywell with a very slow strike rate of 111. Sorry, my bad. There's conference in the middle there. Bowlers having batsmen, fielders having a little bit of a drink.
It is a very hot day out here at King City.
You have to see which part of the day, because one moment is hot, the next minute you're cold.
Well, that unfortunately is not my fault. King City, as we all know,
the weather changes.
Very unpredictable. Exactly. One second it's sunny, shiny, just bright and hot, and the very next second we could have a downpour.
I was cold 5 minutes ago. Now I'm hot. Here comes the bowler, pulls it up his run up. Didn't like his feel field is adjusting.
We have a deep cover, a long on, a long off. And that is pulled to the leg side. That's going to go for a maximum. That is 6 runs.
The bowler is showing some frustration, but I don't think he can actually put a fielder there. He adjusted the field before that delivery, but you cannot put a field outside the boundary.
You absolutely cannot. That was pulled for 6 runs to the cow corner boundary, and well, the ball was lost for a bit, but it has been found.
The bowler is still showing frustration with the fielder, but they can't catch that.
No, that was well over even your tallest man at 6 foot.
He adjusts again, gets ready to deliver. And it's the same but worse treatment. The car's in danger on the street. Oh, fell just within. Another 6.
Praveen Kumar, he has joined the party, and with that 6, he now reaches 20 off just 12 deliveries.
He's doing what's needed right now. Here comes the bowler, delivers, drops it short, well played, pulled it backward of square, picks up a single. The bowler pulled the length back. He was getting hit down the ground, pulled it back, but the batsman adjusted nicely. Good over for Ontario here.
Yeah, absolutely. Rupert. Very, very good over. The boundaries have dried up a bit after we didn't have time. Kumar's put his hand up and taken the attack to the bowler. That is played out to the offside. They're going to look to come back for a second, and they do so quite comfortably. Another 2 runs to the captain of Ontario, Nabi Dalio. He has now quietly worked his way up to 40 off of 35.
You're the first person that called 2 big 6 quiet. The man blasted 2 huge 6.
And that is driven down the ground to the long off fielder. It is just a single.
You know, the people at home can hear how that ball is coming off the bat, and it's not very quiet. It's exploding off the bat here.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I mean, both of these batsmen, all of the batsmen, I should say, except for the first wicket of Sharma, have found the middle of the bat quite comfortably. That pulled back. It is high.
There's a fielder there.
There was a deep square fielder. He was running in. However, it falls comfortably short of him.
You know, from the first over, we were talking about how the Ontario batsmen are middling the ball and it's coming off nicely, and they just continue that for every single over. The rhythm of the inning has been very good. They haven't let up. I think if they think right now, you have to target 200.
Yeah, Ontario 149 for 3 after 16. 4 overs to come. And we've got 2 batsmen looking very good out there. Nabi Dalio, the captain, 41 off 36. Praveen Kumar, who's just recently joined the party, 22 off 14.
And the pitch that's not bouncing has not been much of a factor.
No, it certainly has not. The batsmen, credit to them for looking at the pitch, understanding what it's going to do, and adjusting very well in accordance with that.
As the bowler adjusts his field again, hoping to have more fielders, but we have a limit on that. Here he comes, delivers, and it's full and it's gone. It's full and gone. After all the adjustment, you still cannot put a fielder beyond the boundary. You can adjust all you want, but you cannot pull a fielder outside the boundary.
Praveen Kumar with a fantastic shot that is pulled over the square leg boundary, say mid-wicket boundary for a very crisp 6.
Would you call it quietly?
Would I call that quietly?
It's quietly done.
It was very quietly done.
Boom. Here he
Quiet
comes.
confidence.
Oh, swings and miss.
That's a very good delivery, very full. Praveen Kumar did not get after that. There was some extra pace behind that delivery as well from Gangasani. Now into the final over of his spell, 4 deliveries to go.
But caution has gone to the wind. It's all go for Ontario here. He delivers and he goes hard all along the ground to the fielder, and he shot to the stumps, and the umpire gives him out. It was a beautiful piece of fielding there. Well hit directly to the fielder, but at this stage of the inning, they chancing it. This time, the Quebec fielder direct hit, and he's out.
Praveen Kumar, oh my word, Rupert, that was a fantastic fielding effort by the mid-on fielder. He came in quick, picked it up, and that was a rocket direct hit. And unfortunately for Praveen Kumar, he's got to walk back 28 runs off of 17 deliveries. He has played a very good knock. Ontario 155 for 4.
No batsman wants to get out, but he got out in a way that he put it all on the line. He didn't leave anything on the table here. He put it all on the line.
And the new man in for Canada, Stod Bin Zupper. This man is not new to this side or to cricket. He is very, very experienced. He has captained Canada just last week against Nepal.
And we also know.
T20.
And we also know if he doesn't score a 2 on board, you're gonna complain.
Just have some expectations of these Ontario players. You know, they're very experienced. They got to come out to a national championship. They have to show the rest of the country the level of cricket that they are playing at. They're almost like role models, not just for some of the provinces, but also some of the junior cricketers looking up to them.
So you have about four overs left?
We have 3.5 overs to go.
Do you think Ontario can get to 180, 190, 200?
180 definitely, possibly 190, 200. We will need to see how well they can hit a long ball, these two. Dhaliwal on strike, 41 off 36.
Dhaliwal is a well-set batsman he faces, and he goes nicely played straight back past the bowler. There's 2 fielders deep, conversion on the ball, but they turn back for 2. It's a chance of a run out, and he is gone. He is gone without facing the ball.
This is
Facing the ball.
This is 2 runouts in 2 balls. This is very, very poor running for Ontario. Unfortunately, that ball was hit hard down the ground. It was traveling fast.
And Bin Zafar, without facing the ball, is going back to the pavilion. Run out on the non-strikers end. You say it was poor running. I thought he ran as hard as he could. It was brilliant fielding.
Poor judgment. I think there was no second run on that occasion. As the man coming in for Canada, Dylan Haliger, you certainly know he can hit the ball far.
But as you know, it's no matter who you are, it's difficult to just come in and start hitting, especially on a pitch like this.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Quebec doing a very good job pulling this Ontario side back in control. 156 for 5. 2 deliveries to go in this over, and Quebec should be very pleased with themselves, because at one point 200 was definitely on the cards. Not saying that it might not be now.
It will take a big effort to get 200 now. The runouts, it's once the wicket of Patan fell, the steady fall of wicket has crippled the scoring. You'll need a couple of big overs to even think of 200 now. Dhaliwal is on strike. He's batting on 42. He's been in there for a while. Started off slowly, but he's managed to up the scoring rate. Here he comes. Turns it off the hip. Picks up a single. Brings Dylan on strike. Dylan will have no grace from my fellow commentator, because I know she is thinking right off the bat he has to start scoring.
Dylan Haliger, another Canadian national, played for Canada for quite a while now. Of course, known for his bowling abilities, but he is also known to hit a long ball. And as I say that, there's a big swing and a miss.
I think you ripped your shirt.
He ripped the shirt. Unfortunately, just not able to get any bat on goal on that occasion, and that completes the 17th over. Ontario 157 for 5. Galgasani finishing the spell for 28 runs, 4 overs, 28 runs, and picking up 2 wickets. Of course, getting the 2 runouts off of that last over as well.
I think Dylan just said he doesn't need any balls to play himself in. He's going right off the bat.
And that is what you'd expect. You've still got plenty of wickets in hand, 3 overs to bat.
So would you risk saying 200 is on the board? Seeing that intent?
I see the intent. I mean, if he's able to connect, absolutely 200 on the board. You know what I'd like to see right now, Rupert? Dollywall has been in there for 38 deliveries, 43 runs. However, I think this is the time for him to push on. He's got to start showing a little bit of aggression now.
Well, I think earlier on I told you at the end of the innings, I want you to talk to me about his scoring rate. I think you're about to see that strike rate jump. Here he comes, delivers, and he hits it hard. There's a man deep, settles under it, and he's out. He's out. The commentator's curse has gotten him. It's not just the commentator's curse. It's like he tried. Strike rate remained at 111, 110 when he tried to up
you
it.
saw me looking at you there.
Yeah, I did see you
You
looking
saw
at
me
me.
looking at you.
But I rather him go down swinging like that. I am quite pleased with his innings. He anchored that innings and he managed to do that more than a run a ball. Your expectation, I would not say you have unrealistic expectation, but you set the bar really high.
Nominee Dollywall, the captain of Ontario, caught at south corner boundary. He is walking back for 43 off 38. 3 4s, 2 6s.
His teammates thinks he played a very good innings, but I know you have expectation of him striking the ball much higher. On this wicket, I thought he did a fantastic job keeping his end. The scoring has slowed down, but his rate of scoring is satisfactory to me.
The new bowler to pick up the wicket, Deepak Pavla, was first delivery of the over and picking up the captain of Ontario. The new man in.
Whew.
Oh my dear Lord, that was almost another wicket. Dylan Aylinger throwing the kitchen sink at it, however, making it and just short of Shreyas Mova, the wicketkeeper of Quebec.
He cannot miss 3 times in a row, so he's going to connect now. Here comes the bowler, delivers, and he hits it hard on his 4 runs.
That is
you just know he couldn't miss 3 times in a row.
Yeah, that's a very poor delivery, unfortunately, from Deepak Pavla. Full toss, going down leg, and Dylan Aylinger just lost that on its way. Happy to get off the mark, 4 runs.
When the batsman is swinging the bat so hard, the bowler gets intimidated. It's easy for him to bowl a poor delivery after that. No pace in that again, but it beats the batsman, beats the keeper, and it races to the fence. Fielder in chase. It's very close here. It's hard to tell. It's hard to tell. He might have saved it, but it's hard to tell. It's by single by the umpire.
3 byes, and that brings to the crease and on strike Akhil Kumar.
Dylan is swinging so hard. Hit or miss, he's getting runs. Here comes the bowler, delivers.
Full on this occasion, played down to the leg side, and they'll stay happy with the 1 run. There are some overthrows. No, there is backup, however.
Dylan to face again. He's swinging for the fence every single ball. Florian delivers, and Dylan goes hard. And this time, there's no doubt about it. The moment he left the bat, the tree saved the cars on the street. The moment he left the bat, you know it was gone. He missed the first 3 swings, but you know eventually he's going to start connecting.
That was an incredible shot, Rupert. We know Dylan Aylinger has batting power. That has gone onto the road as we see a Quebec fielder on the other side of the fence.
But aren't you glad they planted that tree? The tree is right there and it did its job. It saved someone's windshield.
The tree doing its job, absolutely saving someone's windshield, probably someone's life on that road.
It was hit hard, and if that tree was not there, someone windshield was going to pay the price.
The umpire, the third umpire, just looking to see if they need another ball, but I think they might have found, or maybe not, still looking for that ball outside of that fence.
I
And
think
Ontario, 172 for 6, Rupert. Still got one delivery in this over, and then another 2 overs to go.
200.
Certainly on the cards. Projected score of this run rate is 193.
I think 200.
We will need to see a couple more of those balls from Dylan Haliger.
He doesn't seem to need a lot of balls. In fact, the umpires might need to find some balls.
Yeah, or we might need some more trees out there.
Yeah, they need to plant a couple more along the fence line because the way the ball is being struck now, they're traveling far and fast.
Back very quiet out on the field. We've been put under the pump from the word go by Ontario.
Does Quebec have supporters?
But does Quebec have supporters?
I don't hear anything from Quebec.
We should definitely check the live stream to see if there are any watching from Quebec.
If you're watching from Quebec right now, you're under pressure. Dylan Faiston, and he swings hard and high, and once again, same area, not as far this time, but the result is the same, 6 runs.
That is, unfortunately, a very, very poor delivery from Bipa Pavlov. Cool toss. You know the capabilities of Dylan Haliger and how far he can hit that ball, and then you repeat with a full toss.
I want to ask you, what do you want the bowler to do?
Wow,
What do you want the bowler to do?
A dot ball is a magic delivery, isn't it?
The way the men are swinging the bat, it scares the bowler.
Ontario 178 for 6 after 18, 2 deliveries to come.
I think they're setting a feeler outside the boundary now.
Well, we're going to have to figure something out, Quebec. Unfortunately, we're going for way more runs than they would have hoped for. And that scoreboard pressure when they come into bat is definitely going to have an effect on them.
Delivers, plays hard towards cover, picks up a quick single. They couldn't keep Dylan off the strike. That should have been the plan, but they couldn't do it.
Yes. Simranjit Sindar back into the attack. This is his last over of the spell. Slow delivery on that occasion. That's picked up beautifully by Dylan Haliger. There was protection out there. However, that is going to hit the side screen for another 6 runs.
Does that man, does he know what a single is?
I mean, why deal in singles when you can deal in boundaries, Rupert?
No, he deals in 6.
Slow delivery again, going over the top. That is a miss hit. The top edge and played out to the deep point fielder.
Even his miss hit doesn't go for a single.
Yeah, even that was 2 runs. You're right. Ontario 187 for 6.
We're looking at 200 here. I think they're gonna go past 200. Oh.
Pull the length back on that occasion, looking to swing.
And he finally hit a single.
He certainly did. It wasn't the most comfortable shot that we've seen. However,
it was a little slower pace on the ball, threw off his timing, and Quebec would be happy to keep it at a single.
That's pitched up. There is a fielder out at the long off boundary. We come back for 2. Akhil Kumar lofting that out to the covers.
We're seeing some excellent cricket from Ontario here. Scoring at every opportunity. Nothing is wasted. Everything is used.
1 delivery to go and it's over.
Oh, well played.
Oh, dear Lord. He certainly tried to switch it there. There was a fielder at point.
He had a tennis ball bounce on that shot and he adjusted and still managed to pick up runs.
He did, but that just bit short of that point fielder. Although, I mean, a wicket at this stage is not really good at Boulder, Ontario. They're 191 for 6 at 19 overs. 1 final over to go.
Actually, that was a single for Quebec.
You're right. If we just think of how this
If
Ontario attack has gone, the single is definitely a lot better
he
than some of the boundaries.
kept Dylan off strike, it was a Quebec single.
I like the way you think, Rupert.
Quebec had a victory in that single. Now he has hit a mighty six. Otherwise, it was a Quebec victory in that single. Dylan is hitting sixes at will.
And the man to bowl the final over, Deepak Pablo, unfortunately, his first over going for 18 runs. He is the vice captain. Can he pull off a few dot balls? Score delivery pitch ball. That is driven straight down the ground. However, the bowler gets a hand to it, and he looks like he is hurt.
He's hurting.
He is very, very hurt.
He's hurting. He's in pain.
Are we seeing any medical?
He's in pain. That was hit hard, and he tried to stop it. And Ontario showing no mercy, still took the run.
You know what? He certainly saved a couple of runs for Quebec here. But as we say that, Dylan Haylander is back on strike.
He shouldn't have put his hand in the way. He should have taken the big two. Dylan is looking for sixes only here. Here comes the bowler, delivers. And he goes hard. Oh, Lord. Carr's in trouble again. Another six.
I am not sure of that fielding effort at the boundary.
Oh, no. You can't see from here. He was beyond the boundary. He was beyond the boundary. You have to realize he should have given 2 runs.
That was a lusty blow for Dylan Haylander. Another 6 runs, this time off at the long off boundary. And this is short, and he is bowled. This is a little bit of extra pace from Deepak Pablo. Dylan Haylander looking to swing again. Unfortunately, he misses, and the bowler hits. That is middle stump. Knocked back, and a very, very good innings from Dylan Haylander comes to an end. 31 runs off of just 11 balls. A very handy knock for Ontario. Deepak Pablo picking up his second wicket. He will be very happy to see the back of that man, Dylan Haylander.
I noticed Quebec is not celebrating.
Not celebrating. They know they've got a very, very hard task ahead of them with the bat. And in comes in Jeremy Gordon, also capable of hitting a few long balls, and he has...
How many balls do you have?
3 balls to go.
3 balls, so we should look at 18 runs?
I mean, let's see how it goes. I don't want to predict. Because sometimes,
the kind of pressure you were putting on Dollywall, I think you probably disappointed if they only scored 12 runs.
How do I put this? Dollywall is a top order bat. He's the captain of Ontario, played for Canada. He played a very good supporting role to Ryan Patan as he was in great form, getting a lot of runs. But when the time came to be aggressive, unfortunately, he did fall short. I mean, he batted well, don't get me wrong. I'm just seeing a little more aggression, fewer dot balls, rotating the strike more often.
You're a very tough coach. Very tough coach. Very tough coach. I'm satisfied with 6 runs in the last 3 balls. Let's see, delivers, picks up a single here. I'm satisfied with 6 runs, and I know you're satisfied with 12.
That was a very good delivery from Deepak Pablo, finding the block hole and just dug out by Jeremy Gordon. 2 deliveries to come. Akil Kumar on strike. He is batting on 6 runs off of 5 balls.
Ontario at 199 for 7. Psychological markup 200 is about to be breached. There comes the bowler, delivers. Swing and a miss.
He's going to be upset with himself. Akil Kumar wanted to launch that down the ground. However, that bounce again, keeping low, and he's not able to connect.
We forgot about the pitch misbehaving. Last bill delivery, delivers, and he swings hard. The man under it and takes the catch. Ontario was unable to get to 200. Quebec has a moral victory of keeping them to 199. They did not cross the net there. Quebec kept them down to 200.
Yeah, this has been an absolutely incredible performance by the Ontario batters. from the word go. I mean, initially losing Shivam Sharma, that did not put Ontario on the back foot at all. Quebec has been under the pump the entire innings. Right at the time, with a solid 71 off just 40 deliveries, 9 fours and 3 sixes. Navneet Dhaliwal playing a very good supportive role, 43 of 39, 3 fours and 2 sixes to him. Praveen Kumar, 28 of 17. And first Yermont Kapoor and Sajid Zafar both not able to get off the mark today. Dylan Haliger, 31 off 11. That was a cameo innings for the tail end batter as he came in all guns blazing, smashing 1 4 and 4 sixes. And Akil Kumar 6 and Jeremy Gordon 1. The bowlers, however, very, very different story for Quebec and their bowlers. Prem Raj, the opening bowler, bowled decent, not another wicket, 18 runs off of his 2. Cinder going for 10.25 runs and over, picking up 1 wicket, however, 41 runs for 4 overs. Magnus Signing picking up 2 wickets, 28 runs off of his 4. And Deepak Kabra picking up 2 wickets, 1.5 overs for 26 runs. When we come back, Quebec looking to chase 200 for the win. I'm here with Rupert. This is Manali. We'll take a short break and come back for the chase, as Quebec are going to need to bat out of their skins.
The bad pitch is going to return.
I hope so. Both.
I saw somebody with water somewhere.
I'm going to go get on from the campus there. It's a hot day today.
Yeah, it's a hot and a cold day. Hot and a cold. Just say something. Just say something bad, and then we'll say something bad, and we'll live stream it.
Did you get your bacon saltfish?
Where you get that from? Oh.
You got one? Where? In Ghana? You're kidding. I came right this morning. You guys ain't got an extra pool in there?
I can look.
Yeah, see if you can get some.
I can look. After that, I'm going home, man. I feel so. I can fucking curse.
So you actually got your wallet?
I lost everything: license, social insurance cards.
When did you realize that this had happened?
I went to Tim Hortons at 11:15 this morning.
Right.
Right. I sat down and I had the breakfast there. Right, because it was, and then I left. Then I started working in the barn, and then I started feeling funny. You know when you get stuff in your pocket, something is not right.
Yeah.
I said, "Where's my wallet?" I said, "Okay, let me go check in my car." Look in my car, can't find it.
So you sure you didn't just leave it there?
No, I went back.
Okay.
Because if you leave it in the counter, they will hold it.
The whole
Yeah, I got paid. There's no question about it. Because if I don't have the wallet.
Were you in the line behind?
Yeah. No, but I paid for my stuff and everything.
Right.
Then I was waiting for my food at the
Right.
counter, right?
Right.
So I think that's when it was. Either that or when I was about to leave, because I had coffee in my hand.
Did anybody bump into you?
There was a guy behind me.
Right,
Young
he
guy
bumped
behind
into
me.
you.
He was too generous.
Yeah, he bumped into you, right?
And I always have this utility knife in me because it's so convenient. I mean, I can cut things.
Mm-hmm.
So I had this here, and then the wife sits on top. So it's
Oh.
and the pocket sticking out, right? What can you do, guy? That's okay. If this is what I have to suffer at my age, I'm cool.
trying to replace all the ID.
Hmm.
Thought,
Hmm?
I said I thought the coach made an error. He should have sent Dylan ahead of side.
Yeah, I mean, there are a lot of runs on the board.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, that point of the innings.
I'm good.
Are you Ontario team list?
I can't see that far. Ontario team.
I recognize any of these Ontario players. Yeah, yeah, thank you.
That's okay.
No rest for the wicked.
No prediction. No prediction.
Exactly. Something to the other.
This is the message my husband just sent me. In 2 meetings, one with video, other just with audio. Everything's sitting on my lap and I just pooped with me on the third screen. My lunch is happening on the notifications for one table. I'm
Tell him not as exciting as yours. Obviously.
I know. I answered a couple of work emails and they're like, "How's your vacation going?" You know, like I do a couple of training things at work, and we've been trying to schedule the training, and they're like, "Oh, you're doing training twice a week? I mean, twice a month." And I said, "Okay." They're like, "But we have a lot of new hires that need the training." And I'm like, "Twice a month is my limit. The training is from like 9:30 till 4 p.m. with just me talking the entire time."
That's interesting.
Right? And that's the thing. I tried to when you tried to get the class to participate more because to ease some of the talking,
Yeah.
and they just sit there just taking in.
Just staring at you.
Yeah, I just keep talking. But it's a long day, so when you tell them, I said like, twice a month is good. I've been going twice a month since we reopened from the pandemic.
I'm surprised BC only scored 142 against Nova Scotia.
Have you seen Aaron Johnson back?
I have seen him back. How much did he score today?
50.
50.
Actually, somebody was just texting me about that.
He's,
Jamaican guy?
Yeah.
he's going to push Spurs out to the opening slot.
I mean, he's a solid bat. And I would say probably a better bowler, too. Part-time off spin.
Yeah, that's true. He's a more useful bowler.
Welcome back as we join you from King City, Ontario for the second innings of this Ontario-Quebec game. This is Manali Patel joined by Rupert. Rupert, we are in for a uphill task for Quebec as they have got to chase 200 down to win this game.
It's an uphill task, and I think the nightmare on the pitch might show itself again. Ontario made it look easy with the bat, but Quebec will have to get used to this wicket. I think right off the bat, Ontario will be looking to take some quick wickets in the first couple of overs, but Quebec definitely have their work cut out for them.
Yeah, they certainly do. They're going to look to the experience of their captain, Shreyas Mova. He is in fine form. He's got a half century here from the game that he played yesterday as well. He's had a little bit of time at King City played the Nepal games last week, or the one Nepal game last week, got some runs under his belt. Played an S9 game over the weekend, scored a 73. A very well-paced 73, might I add. And today, it's going to be all about how they go chasing this total. And for Quebec, we've got Yashwant Reddy on strike, Shreyas Nova, the captain, at the non-strikers, and opening the bowling for Ontario, Shahbaz Kayani.
Shabazz is going to do well to keep the length slightly back, just a little back, don't give the drive. And right off the bat, he's on target. Batsman full defensive, picks up a single. A little bit of an extra pace, pulling the ball back will trouble the batsman on this wicket. Don't offer them the drive.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. There isn't as much bounce on this wicket as we would have hoped for. Shorter deliveries, staying low. That's certainly something that the Ontario bowlers can look to capitalize on. And as we talk about the pitch, Shreyas Nova just doing some gardening out there, making sure that he's all set. I mean, he's also the keeper. He's got 20 overs ahead of everyone else that he studied that pitch.
Yeah, but as you say, there's some balls that got past him because the pitch was misbehaving.
And that is a wide down leg side. Kayani, unfortunately, when you've got 199 runs on the board, which Ontario have done quite comfortably, as much as I'd like to say, wides are going to be costly, I just don't think they're going to be as costly on this occasion.
I think that wasn't costly, and it absolutely shows that the ball is staying low. So if you can get out on target, the length was not bad. The line was straight on the leg side, but it stayed low. It would be a testing line.
And that is driven uppishly and passes the point fielder. That is going to be a boundary for Shreyas Nova. A great way to get off the mark and showing his intentions early on. That was slightly overpitched by Kayani, and Quebec, they are on their way.
This is the first time I've had Quebec share. It was a bit uppish, just past the fielder, but he's starting positive. They need to. There's a big target on, but the pitch is making it interesting already. Here he comes. Batsman waits patiently, delivers, goes hard at it.
He's got the right intention. That ball was there if he wanted to clear it over the bowler's head. However, just not getting in line of that delivery.
I think it's going to be interesting if he pulls that length back there, because that ball is not coming, it's not rising. We pull that length back with his pace. It would be interesting. I think the bowler is actually on top, even though the score says 7, but no loss.
That's driven against the covers. That's a good effort by Jeremy Gordon. They do get a single at the end of it, as it's not picked up as cleanly as Jeremy Gordon would have liked. However, this is a great start to Quebec's first over. 8 runs coming off of the 3 deliveries. We have had a wide in there. And Yashwant Reddy on strike again.
Yes, he says 8 runs coming off the over. They need 10. Here he comes. He delivers.
Short ball on this occasion on the leg stump, and that is going to be a leg bye if I'm not wrong. Yep, there we have it, a leg bye, as that goes down to the leg side off the side pad of Yashwant Reddy. Shreyas Nova back on strike. 2 deliveries to come from this Kayani over.
It's a long over.
It is. Extras, unfortunately.
So Quebec is on target.
They're going to need to stay on target for a total this big. And that's full this time. Going down leg, and that is driven through the leg side. There is only one fielder there. I don't think it's going to be a boundary. The mid-wicket fielder cutting it off before it gets to the boundary, and that's a comfortable 2 runs to the captain of Quebec, Shreyas Nova. One delivery to come. Alberta on target.
Quebec is on target.
Sorry, Quebec on target.
They batting like Alberta?
No, quite the opposite. Alberta, unfortunately, really losing their way in this tournament yesterday. 2 losses for them.
Here he comes and delivers.
And that's well bowled. A good adjustment, just short of a good length, and that is defended by Shreyas Mova for a dot ball.
That's the length he needs, and that's the length once he, I think the first over here, once he can get a length to work out, he will trouble the batsman.
Yeah, you are right. We've seen that length trouble or cause a lot of trouble in the morning game. Unfortunately, that was not the case with the Ontario batting. They were well on top of the bowling that Quebec produced. Quebec, however, 11 for no loss after their first over. And the man coming in from the other side, Saad bin Zuffer.
The man who didn't face a ball for his duck.
That's right. However, he is a very experienced cricketer, also a current Canadian national player. We've all heard of his heroics in the global T20.
He couldn't do it with a bat. He's looking to do it here with the ball. Quebec off to a good start. 11 for no loss after the first over. That puts them right on target to chase down the Ontario. Daunting total of 199. Here comes Saad.
Quite a delivery on this occasion. Is ready. Defends that back to the bowler. It's a very hot day at King City today. The sun is shining, barely a cloud in the sky.
Only 2 fielders out. Still in the power play. They're not needed right now. 2 balls, 2 dot balls.
Yeah, that Quebec has got to try and make good use of this power play. And as I say that, he's chipping down.
Oh
ready,
no!
And there's a misfield.
It's
And that is going to be 4 runs for Yashwant Reddy. That is the man in form with the bat, Ryan Patan.
Not sure exactly what happened there.
He just lost the ball, I think. Not quite sure either. But that, a much welcome boundary for Quebec. Another free 4 runs. I'm sure they'll take that.
It wasn't a convincing shot, but it gave them 4. Here comes Saad, delivers.
So on this
And he
occasion,
goes
that's
big.
picked up. There is a
Fielders
man.
in play. He's gone. He's gone. The field is settled on it. It went high, just didn't go long.
Quebec losing their first wicket. Yashwant Reddy with the opener, unfortunately having to head back. 5 runs off of 6 balls. He had the 1-4, just the ball before this, and Ontario strike. Quebec 15 for 1 after 1.4. That, unfortunately, he picked the longest boundary to go over, and there was a fielder there.
I was just going to tell you that that looked like it was gone for 6. I think with the shifting of the pitch, that is a very long boundary. How long do you think this boundary is? At least 70 meters? It looks like a long boundary.
It absolutely does look like a long boundary. If he would have gone straight, the straighter boundaries are a lot shorter than the ones across the pitch. But, we saw Ryan Patan clear it easily. We saw Dylan Hayliger clear it easily.
Those guys were batting like beasts. They were
batting
the
on
ball.
a different wicket.
Definitely. And Saad didn't get runs with the bat, but he's here with the ball to the first wicket. Quebec has no choice but to keep that scoring rate going.
The new man in, Ravinder Reddy. That's a flighted delivery. Oh, my dear Lord, there is an edge on that. Just falling short of Dollywall. That slipped. Quebec, unfortunately, losing one wicket in this over. Quicker, short of a good length on that occasion. A big stride forward for Shreyas Mova as he defends that.
Tidy over.
Tidy over, absolutely. Quebec 15 for 1 after 2. Sorry, Rupert, I was just saying, Mova is, he's a batsman who likes to think when he's out there. He takes calculated risks, not someone to flash at the ball if not necessary. He will take a little bit of time to get his eye in, but once he does so, he's able to capitalize on it. He's also very good with driving along the ground. Not all about the big sixes, working the gaps.
When you have to score 10 runs and over, you better start thinking about the big sixes because Ontario has the bowling to keep the pressure on. There's not ones and twos today. You have to hit the ball, delivers, forward defensive, dot ball.
Rupert, I must say I am very surprised that Ontario has opened with these two bowlers because they've got a very quick man who usually opens the bowling for Canada and Jeremy Gordon on their side.
Don't think he's needed right now. I think he gets some overs in. Here comes, he delivers. And he cleans them up. He's not needed right now.
My, for Quebec, that is the second wicket. Unfortunately, Kayani picking up his first. And Ravinder Reddy, unfortunately, is going to have to walk back for a duck. Just facing the two deliveries and scoreboard pressure. We spoke about that earlier. There is a lot of scoreboard pressure when you got 200 to chase down.
That ball was on target, didn't lift up. The pitch is going to play a factor here. And with his pace, with the pace he's bowling at, he has just the right pace. If he pulls it back, the batsman is going to be in trouble.
Quebec 15 for 2 after 2.2. And I must say, in a little bit of trouble, these two need to find a partnership. They would have hoped for the acceleration that Ryan Patan had when he opened the innings. However, they now have 2 wickets instead and just 15 runs on the board. And the new man in for Quebec, Suraj Ramkisoon, we saw him with the ball in the first innings. He's come in to bat at number 4. The captain, Shreyas Mova, still out there in the middle.
For Quebec, you can tell that they desperately need a partnership now. Lost 2 wickets. They started off at a good rate, but we know based on senior pitch that the ball is keeping low, and the score from Ontario is a very challenging score on any pitch, much less on a pitch playing like this. Here comes the bowler, delivers. Not a very convincing shot. Middle of mid wicket, no runs.
We are still in the power play overs. There's another 3.3 overs to go on power play. The 2 men deep. We've got a deep fine leg and a deep third man. Square leg, a mid wicket. Mid on, mid off. Quicker, short of the length on this occasion. That's cut away to that deep fine leg fielder. He's not able to pick up as cleanly as he would like. However, just the 1 run off of it. We've got a cover fielder, point.
The 2 wicket has put a dent in Quebec's scoring rate, so it's the scoring has dried up. When you lose wicket, that tends to happen. Here comes the bowler in. Forward defensive, no runs again. No runs again. Quebec needs some positive intent here. Even after the loss of the wicket, they don't have the time to sit around. They target to chase. Forward defensive again, no runs. Dot balls are flying up. It's a big score to fill.
That brings Quebec to 16 for 2 after 3 overs.
Manali, we have a no ball signal by the umpire here. Quebec's chance to get some runs when the inning has stalled. They haven't been able to push the score. Things have dried up, but now they have a chance for a free hit. Only 2 fielders out. Over in. Pitch back. Oh, no ball again signal.
It was very well bowled. Had it not been a no ball, a very good Yorker.
It was a very good Yorker, but unfortunately, it's another free hit.
Yanni just asking the umpire, are you sure? Where was my foot?
He needs bigger shoes. He needs bigger shoes to keep that.
Something behind that line.
Something behind that line. He's overstepped twice. Umpire explaining, showing him he's remarking his run up. Remarking his run up, aka disturbing the turf. Free hits is on here. Delivers full pitch, and it's driven back over his head before.
It's a good shot from Trace Moonbus down the ground over the bowler's head, and he picks it 4 as Quebec 22 for 2 after 3.
He was searching for that Yorker again, missed his length, turned into a
Quebec still in need of 118 runs. Sorry, 178 runs. 102 balls to do this. You have experience of it. You'll be stepping out there, Trace Moonbus. Now soon on the other end. Looks like we're going to have Saad Zafar coming for a second over.
His first over was a very tidy over, minus that misfield. Trying to make up what he couldn't do with the bat and make up what he couldn't do. So far, he has been effective. Not sure what the hold up play is, or really could just be a field adjustment. It seems to be a better play.
Soon on strike to face Saad Zafar. First delivery of the 4th over. Just checking his field. We do have a long off, a mid on, a mid wicket, a square leg, a fine leg point. And that was picked up. He has gone very, very long as he picks up half a dozen to the long on boundary.
It's over the fence, well hit ball.
That was a very good shot from Suraj Ramkistan and much needed for Quebec. They're doing a good job to make sure the strike rate stays well within reach. These two, Ramkistan and Over, are going to need to play a very long innings. The sort of innings that we saw Rayan Pakistan and Rami Taliwal. This time, Father on the offside, just get out the covers. It's not fall.
Here comes Prince of Heart, delivers.
And that this time struck over the long off boundary for 4 runs. That was played very beautifully over the inner circle. And Suraj Ramkistan looking very comfortable against Saad Zafar.
He's taking advantage of the power play, only 2 fielders allowed out, and looking at leg side, just slapping over on the outside of the infielders before. He's looking dangerous, and Ontario cannot be too anything around. Ends up on top of the score, play back to the board, and the batsman is a little upset for not taking advantage of that short pitch ball.
Yes, very upset with himself indeed. Rupert showing a lot of aggression to himself.
Yeah, be too much aggression right now. He's composed here, swings hard to the fielder, Misfield and just before.
That, unfortunately, is very sloppy work from the mid-on fielder. He looks to be justifying himself to the bowler. However, he did dive over top of the ball.
अब लैपटॉप चेक करो
Another 4
कनेक्शन
runs, however, to Surajram Pistoyan and Quebec.
हाँ अब देखना
Going along well in this over.
Safari in. Batsman has been aggressive and getting the rewards. He's taking his chances, went up with the ball.
That was a very, very well bowled delivery that last delivery in the slot over. Slightly slower flighted delivery beats the batsman from the sun. Quebec 36 for 2 after 4. Just slightly short of the required run rate. However, they're still in it, and they're only in 4 overs of their innings. They've got another 16 overs to bat.
It's still a healthy run rate required to overhaul this. They need to score 162 runs in 96 balls. It's not an easy ask. Here comes Will delivers on target. And ball hit toward the wicket. It's up the table.
Yanni in for his third. He's gone for 17 in his 2 overs to the wicket. I gotta say, Rupert, I'm a little surprised to see Yanni come in for third. He's been a few lines, few no balls.
Those no balls cost him. He's moved over to 17 runs. I'm not really surprised. He has the commitment, even though there's full progress not getting to it. It's getting through his overs very calmly. Delivers. Hard back past him for 4.
That was struck very, very well. Surajram Pistoyan, he is not looking to waste any deliveries. That unfortunately was nothing delivery.
It was not.
Nothing to be with, and that's exactly what Robinson did, just straight back past the bowler.
Kind of sat up there waiting to be hit, and it was well away. The batsman is looking good. And that's where he delivers. That call towards mid-wicket. There's a confusion between the wicket there. Then this partner batsman on strike goes in.
Good comeback delivery from Yanni, struck the ball down the ground.
On Jair trying to break this partnership as the scoring rate is getting a little too healthy. Trying to break this partnership that's been established here. Here comes the bowler. And hits him hard past him. Beautiful run out as he touched the ball onto the stump. Still appealing to the umpire because the bails are still on. Not sure what he's appealing to when cricket that hasn't been open.
That's a very good run. As Surajram Pistoyan gets off the stride. Good aggressive running, good aggressive hitting. Quebec certainly going in the right direction to chase down 200. 2 deliveries to come in this Payani over. As Shreyas Moga back on strike.
But we know they're not, they are fighting. They're not just getting on the chase. They're taking on the challenge right now.
Good bounce after that delivery.
Quebec
Going into pitch. A little bit of extra pace. Don't ball for Quebec.
कैंप तो बाहर ही बैठ गए हाँ एक मिनट
I can see
Ova most likely looking to play his 4th innings. The Broncos on the other end, looking very dangerous. And as I say that, he has picked it up in the plate, and that goes over the middle fielder for 4 runs.
well struck shot. Full face of the bat. Solid hit. I can see this being his last one.
Think so?
I think this was his last one.
Quebec, 46 for 2 after 5 overs. They are on par, going well. We
Yep.
certainly need a long partnership from these two
They are going well, but we're seeing a change of bowling. Is that Dylan on the ball? Be a double change coming up. I think they had no choice but to change the bowling because Fletcher seems to trouble. You can't have him settle in, keep scoring at that rate.
We've seen so far, and Bradley didn't seem troubled at all.
You know that the Ontario so much better than delivers short. Oh, as I said that almost short and didn't rise at all.
That did not rise at all.
That could not be any comfort to the bowlers. At that pace, when he short, you expect him high, and of course, and again. And then delivers short again, and once again, not rising very high. But 11 stamp, didn't come in the back. I think it's pulling the length back slightly is a little trouble because it's unpredictable. Once you pitch up, get back to it. So far, it haven't been successful. 3 balls, 3 outs. Pulling the length back is troubling because you don't know how it's going to bounce. And at that pace, you don't have much time to think about it. Here comes Dylan delivers. Short again, and once again, the batsman not able to predict the bounce. But you have a fast bowler dropping the ball short and it's not rising. It is trouble. He delivers short again, and it's. I think it might have hit him on the pitch here. It might have hit him on the pitch and back into the helmet. He looks okay. It doesn't look like he's much concerned by another black ball. He is digging it into the pitch, but it's just not rising. And it is troubling the batsman because he cannot judge the bounce. If he drops that ball short, I would say it would be a mid. Here comes delivers, drops short once again, and it doesn't meet him over. The batsman, as you know, instinct, a fast bowler dropping the ball short, you expect it to be chest high or above, and this is what it means.
There's no transition in how are you? You doing good?
That's right. That's right. Yeah.
Quebec need 152
But
off 84 deliveries.
Says go live.
This is not a good sign for Quebec with the fast bowlers
schedule.
dropping the ball short and getting absolutely no bounce, resulting in the miss.
That is what
Ontario would see that and take some comfort in knowing that the total length back is not much the batsman can do.
yeah. They asked me to do that.
It's a double change. The new bowler on the other end is
You got it, 20. He asked me.
This is the start of the 7th over. Quebec 46 for 2, still in need of 154 runs. They have lost 2 wickets. However, Nova and Rumpstein are batting well. They have done a good job instead of this
bowler.
On strike, captain.
Now the bowler wants to pull a length back. Let's see how this new bowler adjusts. Here he comes, he delivers, and there's a shorter ball. Dabs in the wickets for a single. I think we know Ontario's strategy from going on here is keep the ball away from being pitched up.
Yeah, anything's happening. It's going to be a challenge for the batsman to block the balance. But that was well played by Shirsnova. Quick match to the leg side and off the strike. You know, if we can't get the big hits, at least you got to try and rotate that strike. Unfortunately, obviously not able to do that in previous over. That's full, driven down the ground. There is protection, however. Long off coming in and doing the cleanup. That's another single. And that is so important to try and rotate, get 4 or 5 runs at least out of singles and doubles and look for one boundary and over.
And he's trying to scoop it up and he's successful. Well done.
What a shot from Shirsnova. That is swept over the head of the keeper, and that is 4 runs. That is the confidence of a man in form, Rupert.
I'm very surprised that he chose to take that shot and the ball's in the wicket.
You don't get premeditated. He definitely knew that that was the shot he was going for. Look to the offside early. And not under that ball. Unfortunately, up the ball not adjusting early enough.
Here comes bowler.
That
Full
is a
pitch.
toss. Misses out. Unfortunately, Shirsnova is certainly driving that well. Just finds the hand of Atul Kumar.
I guess you can see that double compensation coming. Short pitch got scooped. So he went full. He was lucky to get away bowling full pitch back. Oh, beautiful Yorker. Just missed the stumps.
Very good delivery from Atul Kumar. Switched movement for 4 runs. As I mentioned, overcompensated with a full delivery, and this time a Yorker. Top ball. First move on 21 off of 18. This full straight. He's looking for a single, however, that would have been tight. As a cover fielder was inside the 30-yard line.
It was a very good over. It was an extraordinary shot. He went full. He didn't have the ball. Just the batsman on the right side. There's second over. It's first over with Maiden.
One on strike. To face that quick shot, and that is punching to the offside. Dylan this time off the strike, bringing the captain Shirsnova.
Let's see if he's able to put another shot against Dylan with a little bit more pace. He can do some of the trick shot that he's showing. Dylan has only picked up 1 run so far. It's hammered the ball into the pitch. And the pitch to be hit. And the pitch is unpredictable.
Well, this is good to see from Shirsnova. He's taking his time. He is making the bowler wait on him. He is dictating the pace of this game. And that is just screened down leg play very well through the deep square leg fielder for a comfortable single. We know we're going to need the boundaries, however, when it comes to rotating the strike.
Dylan is not making it easy on them. He's bowling well so far. Here he comes. Delivers short again and hammers into the pitch, and the batsman gets lost to keep it out. It's not coming up when he hammers into the pitch. So it makes it difficult to play him at that pace. Here comes Dylan. Delivers. Once again, he's literally pounding onto the pitch. You would expect with that kind of effort of the plan of the batsman head, but he's making a good use of the pitch here.
Two deliveries so far. But 2 fly overs now. I'm doing really. That's a full delivery, and that is picked up by Rumkison. There is a fielder.
And he's out, he's gone.
And that is a fantastic catch by the long-off fielder. And unfortunately, the pressure was mounting on Rumkison. The dot balls are creating pressure, and he has to walk back. 22 of 22 for Sir Rumkison. Alberta 54 for 4.
I think you're used to Alberta.
Sorry, there's Alberta again?
Yeah, let's still Quebec. Still Quebec. But Dylan has hammered the ball into the pitch repeatedly. And when he pitched it up, the batsman tried to bounce on it. He managed to put it to a long fielder for a catch.
Rupert, Ontario continuing to look very good in the field. Their catching has been outstanding in this entire tournament. They're certainly showing their experience in the field, the training that they've been doing, whether it's fielding, batting, bowling, it's all coming together for them.
You know when you see stuff like that, you're going to miss field. You just set them up for a drop catcher in this field. As soon as you say it, you set them up for a drop catcher in this field.
I will have to see how that goes. I'm sure Quebec could use some of that luck.
You would love that luck, but right now, Ontario is trying to finish this game, and Dylan is bowling with purpose after his cameo with the bat. He's trying to look for the ball. He's back to top of his mark.
New man in, Ramki, Gangasani. The batsman did switch on that occasion, so Shreyas Moga is back on strike. One final delivery in this over to Shreyas Moga. With a deep fine leg, a deep mid wicket. Sorry, deep square leg, a fine leg, and a deep mid wicket.
Here comes Dylan. Up, pitch up. Oh, just past the cover fielder.
Rupert was placed very, very well. It was uppish, however, he knew where the cover fielder was, and he picked the gap beautifully. Shreyas Moga.
From this angle, it looked like it was a catch, but it was just to the right of the cover fielder.
Moga, he is now 26 and 21, looking solid for his team Quebec. Losing Rumkison in this over, and Ramki Gangasani is going to face his first delivery from the south end.
Yeah, no sugar, just black coffee. Quebec looking to fight back into this game. Bowler runs in. Outside the off stone, play back to the bowler. Another dot ball. The dot balls are starting to mount up here.
Pace on that delivery. Gangasani playing that quite comfortably.
We got 5 fielders outside. Powerplay is gone. Here he comes. Short, and this should be gone. Just short of the fielder. Who misfielded?
There is a little bit of spin on that occasion.
I mentioned to you, once you start talking about how good that fielding is, you end up with a misfield or a drop catch.
Unfortunately for the teams for the right fielder, is sitting the ball quick and got away from him. And that was able to get an extra run off of that. Extra pace, and that is pitched in short. There's the fielder has put it out. There's a lot of time once the ball pitches on this ground. The deep cover fielder doing a very good job adjusting to that bounce.
Did you notice that bounce? It's a strange thing to see. Here is Dylan is hammered into the ground, and here's a bowler who's not hammered into the ground and getting the bounce. Dylan hammers it into the field and gets no bounce.
Great move on strike. That pitch through and straight. Not able to do much of that, and that's got ball. Two deliveries coming over. I put them on her full throw. 9 runs.
Quebec is trying hard and they're fighting. Their run rate is at 8.69. The required run rate is still 10.42. The target Ontario set is a very steep one.
This is some fantastic running from these two. It just chipped into the leg side. They knew the fielder at mid-wicket was at the boundary. There's no protection in the circle on the leg side. And they run a hard 2 runs.
They're running 2 runs, but I gotta tell you, they need to start hitting boundaries. The run rate is just keep going up. You can't dig yourself in that hole and hope to catch up later. My correction, the required run rate is now 12.45.
Just 11 runs coming off of his 2 overs. But 82 for 3 after 9. We do have a few juniors on this Ontario side. They have come through the program from junior cricket, played for Canada at the F19 level, but they are one of those players like Ryan Compton. And now they're knocking on the doors of the national senior men's side. Fortune Harsh Tucker, also another pair. Nicholas Manohar. Rajiv Joshi. It just goes to show you how much development is happening in Ontario. We've invested quite a lot of time into the juniors. We do have under 11s, under 13s, under 16, under 19 cricket.
New bowler on the ball, Salman Nazar. Left arm spin. Batsman looked like he's setting up for some big hits. Bowler got turned on his very first ball. Fielder spread. Here he comes, delivers. Advances on a missed hit. They have everybody excited, including the keeper. Here he comes, delivers. Past the ball, and he appears LBW, and he is gone. The batsman actually didn't go off before the finger went up.
He knew that was going to the plan. It was low, it stayed low again on this end. Completely missed it, and that is probably one of the slowest walks that I have seen. Rupert was not along the way. Very, very disappointed with himself.
Quebec is just losing their way here. The pressure has gotten to them. Their run rate is steadily climbing. They need someone to hit a couple of big blows.
Quebec Now 60 feet forward. One for them decided walking back the 3 off of 6 to members. Almost at the halfway mark. And still in need of 137 runs of the 60 feet leads to get that.
If they don't start chipping away that run rate, they're going to leave too much to do at the end. You can't, no matter how much control you have to hit the ball, you can't leave too much to do at the end because pressure changes things.
Certainly said that right, Rupert. Pressure changes things. Over pressure, unfortunately, very, very high in this occasion. Right delivery, and we see some turn there for someone who's here. Another, sorry. The new man in, Pipa Pablo.
Some good bowling so far. Here he comes, he delivers. Oh, well turned. Starts off just on the leg stump. Very sharp turn. I don't think there's much runs coming off this bowling. Stopping the wicket. Here he comes again. Delivers. And he goes hard. There's someone deep, but he's not going to get there. He will see it before. He was in the air for quite a bit of time. But the fielder couldn't get on there. They're very good over completed.
Very good over in each form, and that's only one over for that run on wicket. Quebec 64 for 4 after 10. 36 runs needed.
Run rate has now jumped to 13.6. They've been squeezed out of this game here. They need a bit of a push.
Ready Kumar to take a strike. Oh, sorry, Ready Kumar in with the ball. Here's the change rolling. Quebec will be happy that the captain is still out there. Trash Nova 28 of 24. He's hit 5 scores and looked solid so far.
Here comes delivers. Bad deep coverage, no runs. I'm surprised you're not complaining about the strike rate. Delivers, swings hard. There's someone settling on the wicket. He should be gone, and he's gone. Quebec is in trouble. I will see officially they are in trouble there.
Unfortunately, going for the big one, not getting the distance on that occasion. And now we go to the deep mid-wicket fielder. He's got to go. 1 run off the 5 balls on his space. Quebec 64 for 5 after 10.2. Rupert said he was surprised about complaining about the strike rate. I would still say Quebec is considered the underdog in this game. Ontario, of course, the favorites as they continue to show their domination, first with the bat and now with the ball.
Quebec is fighting all the way, but as you say, Ontario the favorite. But you cannot just go to the win. You have to keep fighting. And with the run rate at 13.6, you have to start hitting the ball. There's only 10 overs left. Do you realize they still need 136 runs? They need 136 runs still.
Yes, unfortunately, that is a massive or monumental task ahead of Quebec.
That's how much runs I thought Ontario needed to make, of 130.
Yes, I do remember you saying that in the first innings. The new ran in for Quebec. David Kumar. Nova just playing that out to the deep cover fielder for a comfortable single. Sorry, correction. David Kumar playing that out to covers. Nova now on strike.
Slight adjustment to the field. Quebec is not showing the sense of urgency that you would expect when you need 13 runs of over. Maybe they're trying to settle here, but there's no time for settling. Get them to go with the reverse is back in position, but picks up only a single. They're looking at two. Two could be on. It's tight. Aaron throw. They did make it back safely.
Good call for the second. Good running. Chris Nova now 30 of 25. Still in need of 133 runs and 56 deliveries to do that.
Taking the ones and twos is not going to do it for you. You need 6 and 4s here.
We certainly need to look to get the boundary over from here.
Here comes the liver. You might be leaving a little too much to do at the end. You need to start chipping away that run rate that keeps climbing and out of your reach here.
One delivery to go in the over. Tidy over so far from Kumar, just 4 runs off of it. A no ball.
Quebec needed that.
Oh my dear Lord, that is criminal. Spinner bowling a no ball, that is completely unacceptable.
It is unacceptable, but I don't think Quebec will be complaining because the run rate is now at 14. They need some big hits. Richards can't free hit, delivers, and he swings hard. Doesn't go very far as a fielder there. Not sure why he worked so hard to try to catch to save it. It was a free hit. Just needed to keep it in front of him. It didn't need to put an effort. He could have taken it comfortably on the bounce because catching the ball would have resulted in a wicket anyway. But I think sometimes when you're just playing by instinct, you're not thinking of it as it's happening. It's in the air, you catch it.
That's second up 5 for 11. 129 runs required.
A strike with a run rate needed of 14.3, you need to hit the ball. Diving for ones and twos is not going to do it. Even if you got ones and twos and every single ball is not going to hit it. You need to hit boundaries. The spinners are doing very well right now. Quebec has not been able to up their ante. Here comes Ansar, delivers. Another single. Looking for two will be trouble. Bowler scampers around the field off his own bowling. Went a long way to pick up that ball.
Not letting any boundaries through. They want to make sure that the single levels are fine for the 4th and 6th. As I say that is driven upwardly almost straight to the hands of the cover fielder. Along the edge.
He needs to play some shots. Can't keep pushing the ball to do this here. You need to play some shots. Here comes Nazar, delivers. And he once again just looks at the ball. The hole keeps getting deeper. Nazar back to his mark. He's looking quickly here. Delivers past the ball. And once again, another dot ball. Quebec cannot find the answer here. He has to give it a try, has to take a chance. Nazar delivers, and 4 defensive, 4 to miss. Ronaldo, I'm surprised you're not complaining about the lack of, I would say not lack of effort, but lack of intent.
You are right. I'm thinking it, however, I'm not vocalizing it. With the intent, there's no return out there for someone reserved. Vivek Kumar is struggling to read the push, to read the delivery, and just not able to clear. People say the inner ring, however, there aren't many fielders in the court. He's just not able to get it off the wicket.
You have to take a chance at this point. There's no alternative. You need almost 16 runs and over to win this game. Unless you already give up, you have to take a chance.
But Quebec 72 for 5 after 12. Kevin Kamara to the attack. That's pitch for Tresmore. Tries to go big, has none on the elevation. And that is a fantastic catch by Sabri Tucker as he runs in from the long boundary. Unfortunate for the captain, Tresmore. He's got to walk back. And Kevin Kamara picks up his first wicket. This was a decent batting effort from Mulva. He stayed the wickets on the other end bowling. However, on this occasion, he was pulled out in the deep. The new man in, center.
But he had to try. He had to give it a chance. He had to hit the ball.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. He did. And he walks back for 32 times off of 28 balls. 5 fours, no sixes in that innings. And with that, Quebec 72 for 6 after 12.1.
You know,
This was looking unlikely.
the 130 would have been enough.
I think you might be right. However, at that point, Quebec wouldn't have had this scoreboard pressure.
That is true. The pressure just keeps mounting here. And made 128 in 49 balls. We need a pinch hitter now. Trying to make this game interesting, so I'm actually hoping to hit a pinch hitter because I want to see some tension.
Some excitement. You're right. You don't want to just see them fizzle out. You want to see some fireworks.
Here comes Roller delivers.
Delivery on leg.
I almost don't want to see any forward defensive shots anymore. At this stage, the forward defensive focus has to be abandoned. Have to go for it. Run rate needed, run rate required. There's almost 16 and over. You have to play some shots. Here comes the bowler. Delivers.
That is delivery. Down leg this time, and that is just hit out to the deep square leg boundary for a single. We did see a very exciting game, Rupert, when we have a super between Manitoba and Alberta a couple of days ago.
I missed out on that one, and right now, Quebec is not putting the fight to Ontario. They started off well, but right now they're being grounded down slowly. The run rate just keeps climbing, and the rate that's required is probably a bit too much for them right now.
His first delivery. And they're asking the umpire, however, there was no bad involved, just keep his leg and on to slip.
Couple of boundaries would make Quebec a little more confident here, but it's just not happening.
That's kind of like very well.
Even when there's one fielder down there, they seem to find him. They can't seem to find that gap. I think this game is a wrap. It's early to call it, but that run rate just keeps mounting out. Looking for that big hitter. I need excitement.
Quebec 75 for 6 after 13. Looking for 125 more runs. Just 1 and 2 delivers to get there. Unfortunately, we lost to before the wicket, and then back in Shrestable by the third over. Now, 2 new batsmen out there. Can't really say that he's new out there. On this face, 12 deliveries, plus 5 runs.
Yes, you can say he's new, and someone needs to flash the scoreboard so that they can see the urgency here. If you need a chance at 17 runs, you have to start chipping away. Here comes the ball delivers. Another dot ball. You can't keep letting the dot ball mount here. And Quebec is in the hole, in trouble. Can't find an answer to Ontario bowling. Nazar back on the bowling. Bowling well so far. And that was a lot of turn. Missed everything. Back wicket. Started off on the leg, ended up upside off.
And credit to the Ontario bowlers, they've done a fantastic job this afternoon. That's defended to cover They haven't given much room at all to these Quebec batsmen. Got the odd wide ball, maybe a couple of no balls, but really on the mark. That, fortunately, flighted. Cannot get under that wicket mark. Trying.
I can almost feel your frustration for Quebec. I know you feel some empathy there. They just cannot seem to get the ball to bat. They're trying, just can't get a boundary, cannot get a run. They're all in all sorts of trouble right now.
Yeah, certainly a good underdog story. Rupert was very happy for Nova Scotia yesterday when they beat Alberta and showed that they had always very nice to see an underdog come out on top. And unfortunately, on this occasion, Quebec is not going in the right direction.
No, you know what? The scoreboard, the 200-run target is probably intimidated them quite a bit. And once they lost a couple of wickets, they could not recover to put up a good fight.
75 for 6 after 13 Quebec. Salman Nazir has bowled a fantastic 3 overs so far. Just 2 runs coming off with 1 maiden and 1 wicket.
And looking at Vivek's strike rate, you would think he's not trying. He is trying, but the bowling has been fantastic. Good feeling there. Edge came off. Very good work in the slips. Good reaction time. Saved the single. I would say if Quebec cannot get a bunch, they also cannot get a single. They cannot get runs at all. Or except if you can get to an overthrow here. Get to an overthrow, there was no runs on. The ball was thrown in high over the keeper's head, and they got a single. The required run rate now is over 20 and over.
They're all bold. As that goes through to the keeper for yet another dot ball. We've got Jeremy Gordon fielding not too far away from the commentary tent yet to have a bowl.
Don't think his bowling is needed today. It's over 20 and over required. Don't think he needs to bowl. Can save his energy for the finals.
Well, he was certainly out there in the back earlier, not able to get a lot of runs. However, you're right, not needed in the ball at all today.
Can save himself for the finals because right now, Quebec is not putting up a fight anymore. 20 over 20 needed and over. Batsman not scoring at all.
That's picked up over covers. Along to drive. There is cover on the boundary, and that's going to be a single. One delivery coming this over.
I was enthusiastic when I see Quebec started the 11 of the first over. Ontario has plowed his way back. The bowlers are doing a tight line. The spinners has locked things down.
But 78 for 6 after 15. Not going to mention how many runs are needed at this point because one would have to feel that it is definitely out of reach.
Yeah, I do like a good underdog story, and as I said, I wanted to see a fight to the end, but that scoreboard, it was daunting, and now I'm not going to mention a number, but it's going the wrong direction. I am still hoping for 2-6.
Some fireworks.
I'm looking for some fireworks.
That's right.
I'm looking for a blast. I'm not supposed to show any favoritism. I'm just looking for the batsman. Some lofty blows.
Big swing and a miss for Simran. Again, the ball keeping low on that occasion. Sadman Zuffer back into the attack for his 3rd over. Gone for 18 and his 2.1. Picked up 1 wicket. There's a big shout. Umpire says not out. To be some bad involved in that.
Ontario doesn't need this. Just keep bowling those dot balls.
Certainly loves to take
The bull allow wicket, but they don't need wickets anymore. The ground balls have been matured.
It's like go through the air, and that misses the stumps.
I'm not sure how that misses stump.
I'm not either. There's some bounce from somewhere.
I'm not sure how it misses stump. At this point, I want the batsman to score some runs. Nothing is going. Nothing is happening.
Final delivery this time. Send it out to covers and yet another out ball. This, unfortunately, has been very anticlimactic from the Quebec batsman.
I've become a cheerleader now. I'm just cheering Quebec to hit the ball.
And I think they have answered.
They've answered. No.
Dylan Haliger getting under that at cow corner and takes a very, very comfortable catch for Simranjit trying.
I cheered. I asked for them to hit the ball. They tried to hit the ball. But each time they tried to hit the ball, they get out.
Unfortunately, they just decided to put one of the longest boundaries on the ground. And again, we've seen another wicket fall in that region. For Simranjit walking back for 3 off 9 deliveries. Quebec 78 for 7 after 15.5.
Manali, I gotta say, in all fairness, Quebec is pretty good in national team. The Ontario team is pretty well in national team. So I can't blame the Quebec players. They are trying, but they're up against a national team. It is a balance.
You bring a very good point up, Rupert. This is, when I look around the field, you might have maybe 1 or 2 players who've not played for Canada.
If they haven't played for Canada, they knock on the door.
That's
and,
right.
Like someone said earlier on, if Ontario lose, the players will have to walk home. That's what confidence is. And we're not anywhere close to most of the players home, so it'll be a long walk.
And the new man in, Verinder Sigurd, he's going to take strike as this is over. 78 for 7 after 16 Quebec.
The previous game was low scoring, but it was a tight one. This one is a bit kind of lost the punch halfway through the game. Quebec just can't keep up with the heavyweight in the ring. Ontario is definitely the heavyweight of cricket here, and Quebec cannot keep up with that.
4 overs to go. There are 3 wickets to get. Whichever comes first.
I think we'll see 4 overs. Batsmen are longer taking chances.
Quite a different application. Defender out to the point fielder and another dot ball. Verinder Sigurd facing his first delivery on that occasion.
Obviously, they're not trying to put it anymore because he didn't play a shot.
Another quite a delivery that is chipped down the ground. Jeremy Gordon coming in from the long off boundary. Quebec, another single. The intent isn't there even in the running between the wickets anymore.
Should I cheer for a 6?
You can certainly try it.
Yes, come on, Quebec, hit a 6. Straight back over the bowler's head. I'm imploring you to hit a 6 for that. We need it. The crowd needs it. The venue has become still, and he hits the 6, he obliged. But each time I ask for a 6, I get a clock. This time, did I get a 6?
You know what? He's answered your wishes. That is definitely a 6.
The crowd needed that 6. The crowd needed to see something, and he obliged. Thank you very much.
Mark picked that up beautifully.
It was
dispatched for 6 over cow corner.
You gotta tell me it was good to see.
Absolutely. More of those. And as we say that is hit. Unfortunately, oh my dear Lord, Dylan Haliger was trying to come in under that at mid-off.
Listen, look, all of a sudden you had a 6, you had a drop catch. We had some action. For a while there, it was starting to be, come on, do something, anything.
We complimented Ontario on their catching not too long ago, and that should have been taken quite comfortably. Wicket delivery this time, chipped in the air again. Sergeant's up coming under it. However, it's going to drop short of both Jeremy Gordon and Scott Zucker.
All of a sudden, it feels like catching practice. Who was calling it?
Should cheered him on a little bit earlier.
There you go. Well, we had some action.
Back 87 for 7 after 17. 3 overs left in the innings. Kevin Kumar finishing his spell 4 for 22, or sorry, 4 overs, 22 runs, and 2 wickets.
Let's go, Quebec. Some straight drive. Look to clear the trees.
Zephyr back into bowl his last over of his spell.
They haven't been able to catch up to his bowling. Here he comes, delivers. Driven back. Only a single. He's been the mystery bowler to them because they haven't been able to put that on ball much.
18 runs off of his, or 19 runs off of his 3.1 overs and 1 maiden, 2 wickets. Slower delivery on this occasion, back of the line. And it cleans up off of his own bowling.
When you play forward defensive. I'm looking for 60s when you play forward defensive. Here he comes. Here he comes, delivers. Well stopped by the cover fielder. I'm looking for the big hits. I'm cheering for the big hits. I'm calling for the big hits. Here comes Saad. Batsman has been asked to hit a 6. Can he do it? Delivers. Nope. Tapped it for a single. The crowd has gone silent.
At this point, Rupert could be a miracle if Quebec can get to 100.
It's a miracle if I see a 6. I want the
That
6.
too.
I want the 6. I'm calling for a 6. He delivers. He swings hard. And the miracle has been answered. 6 runs. Thank you. I do believe in miracles.
That was picked up very, very well by Marinder Sidhu over the deep mid-wicket boundary.
We need more of those. We want to be entertained. We don't want to just win or lose. We always want to be entertained.
Yeah, certainly. I mean, it has been a very quiet innings from Quebec.
So, in my role as cheerleaders, I'm asking again. Here comes, delivers. It goes hard again. Should pick up a couple of runs. I don't always cheer on the team, but at this point, with the run rate out of reach, I'm cheering for 4s and 6s. If you want to know what side I'm on the side of 4s and 6s.
In other words, Quebec, they're the ones with the bat in hand.
Quebec is trying, they're up against it. We knew right off the bat that Ontario was going to be a handful, and they've proven to score a lot of runs after bowling. Even without bowling their open bowler, their top bowler, they still is keeping Quebec on the track. We're looking for some 4s and 6s here.
But 95 for 7 after 18. That is full just outside off stump.
The batsman wasn't ready. He's ready now.
All right, I'm waiting for that 6 for you. I'm hopeful for you, Rupert.
Jump. You ready? Get ready, pay attention. Here it comes. Oh, he swings. Should get a couple of runs, but didn't make a connection. Picks up a single.
Disappointed with that running there, Rupert. We should have picked up 2 runs easily off of that. The fielder was quite a distance away from the ball and had time to not only get the single, but then get one into the throw.
You're disappointed with the running. I'm disappointed that they are running. I want to see 6 and 4s. And he pushes it to cover, no runs. I guess at this point, Quebec is just occupying the middle.
Yeah, certainly listening to this bat out there overs.
Yeah, that is a victory. They can run goal out. They can battle the 20 overs.
Three more deliveries to come in this over.
Here he comes. Delivers. Played forward, defensive. Just to push back to the bowler. No runs scored. Do you want a 6? I can call for it. Just let me know if you want me to call for a 6.
I'm waiting, Rupert.
Okay, Quebec, time to deliver. You've heard the call. We need a 6. The crowd is saying we need a 6. Swing the bat. Bowler in, delivers. He tried.
Simmerjeet just playing that out to the deep cover fielder for a single.
The bowling has been tight. Don't get me wrong, Quebec is trying, but the bowling has been spot on. Here comes the bowler, delivers. Yorker length, stern, backward square position, picks up a single.
But 98 for 7 after 19 overs. 1 over to go. Rupert, 1 over to go, 102 runs to get.
What do you think of the chance? Fancy their chances?
Never say never. That's what I've heard.
Just a lot of no balls. You know, it's one of those things where you can say we weren't bowled out.
That's right. You know what? And that is something I think Quebec can hold their heads high for. They are going up against a very experienced side. As you said, a lot of these players are national players in this Ontario side.
And Dylan is back, trying to wrap up this
I
inning.
am surprised that Jeremy Gordon doesn't at least 1 over. He starts off with a wide.
You're surprised Jeremy Gordon didn't get 1 over. Have you looked at the score?
I mean, in the sense that, just
He has another game to play.
he does.
Yeah, it's a long day. Save some energy. Here comes Dylan, trying to wrap this inning up here. Can he bowl Quebec out? Delivers. And this push to mid-on. 1 run. Quebec keeping their wickets, not getting out here. So the wall has been put up. Ontario cannot penetrate that defense.
Will be proud.
Of course, their coach should be proud actually. They're playing against a national team. Here comes Dylan, delivers, and he swings hard, almost took the head off of the non-striker. But at the end, it's still a single. Quebec, not just rolling over here, but they're up against a national team and they cannot do much here.
Because I would be lying if I said I'm not disappointed with this effort from Quebec.
But we knew Quebec was the underdog. They gave us some hope to start, but at the end, the scoreboard pressure, things crack under pressure, and they had pressure right off the bat. From the moment Ontario took the field with a bat, we said in the very first over, we looked at how they were middling the ball. We knew they were going to put up a good score, and they did. And now with the ball, they just all over Quebec. Quebec, halfway through the game, didn't have much of a chance. Jeremy delivers. Dylan delivers. Down to fine leg. Single.
The best over for earlier. I mean, they're not many runs coming off of it. However, he started with a ball. They have a couple of uses of that. Now the full pass, kicking again, just spraying down the leg. And this is usually when the batsman on the pad. It's not very consistent though. Pitch right up. And another run to Quebec.
I know you say you're disappointed with Quebec's effort. I wouldn't say I'm disappointed with the effort. Obviously, I would like to see a more competitive game, but they are up against a very stiff opposition. And I am happy to see that they keep fighting all the way to the end. They're not just giving up. It is a tough pitch.
And that, Rupert, with that delivery ends Quebec's misery. 103 for 7 at the end of their 20 overs. 97 runs short of their target.
They didn't get bowled down. Also,
Not get bowled down, you're absolutely right.
that tells me Ontario bowlers could not take wickets.
You might be being a little harsh now.
I'm trying to see a positive for Quebec here. They did not get bowled down.
Just to give you a quick recap of this game, Ontario starting very strong. Ryan Paton 71 off 40, losing Shalom Sharma, his partner early. However, Dominic Donegal coming in with a hand at 39.
Not a lot I can do here at the moment. I'm going to have a bath when I get back.
Get off the mark. However, Praveen Kumar 28 of 17. Saad Zafar bowled out without facing the ball. Run out without facing the ball. Dylan Haliger, a very handy 31 off 11. Very entertaining innings for him. And Akhil Kumar chipping in with 6 and Jeremy 1. The bowlers, unfortunately, on the receiving end for Quebec. Simonjeet Cinder picking up 1 wicket, 41 runs off of his 4 overs. Gangasani picking up 2 wickets, 28 off his 4. Pavlov 3 wickets, 26 off his 2. And everyone else limitless and slightly expensive. For Quebec's batting, Yashwant Reddy not able to capitalize as he faced the first delivery, however, falling for 5 runs. Shreyas Nova, the only highlight to this Quebec scorecard, scoring 32 of 28. And Ram Kasun, another 22 of 22. The only 2 other players getting in double digits are Simonjeet 16 of 32 and Sidney 13 of 14. The bowlers definitely in control for Ontario. Kayani picking up 1, the most expensive bowler for Ontario today, 27 runs off of his 3 overs. 2 for 26 for Zucker in his 4 with a maiden. Haliger picking up 1 wicket, 1 maiden, 10 runs off of his 3. And Solman Nazar picking up 1 wicket, very, very well bowled by him. 2 runs off of his 3 overs and 1 maiden. Praveen Kumar picking up 2 wickets as well, 22 of his 4. Thank you for tuning in for this game. This is Manali Patel and Robert signing out as we take a short break before the last game of the day at King City, Ontario. We'll see you shortly.
Thank you.